welcome everyone to the Islanders Never Say Die podcast and TJ and the Grumpy Old Man. I'm your host, TJ, and with me here, as always, is the Grumpy Old Man. They say there's no shame in his game because he is always the same.
That's me.
We are covering Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals live here with a watch-along of the Colorado Avalanche against the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Colorado Avalanche have a 2-1 series lead over the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tonight's game will be held at Amalie Arena, another home game for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Grump.
Yes, without a doubt. We already know predictions. TJ's very bold with his prediction for Tampa Bay tonight. I think this is where possibly Colorado takes full control of the series.
Yes, as Grumpy just stated, I do believe, right, Tampa's back-to-back Stanley Cup champs for a reason. You're going to see that tonight. I do think Tampa Bay wins tonight. They won, right? They got beat in Game 2 in convincing fashion. Colorado looked great, and Tampa didn't play a great game. And Game 3, right, Tampa played a much better game. Patrick Maroon in postgame said that's still not the best that they could play, right? They struggled in early games is what he said in Game 3, right? They definitely made a lot of mistakes, but they need to go ahead and iron out. So, you know, I don't expect Tampa's game to take a major jump or a leap tonight. I do still think of them as the favorite to win tonight's game. I think we're going back to Colorado with a 2-2 tie in the series.
Certainly, that'd be great. Hey, I'd love to see it go 7 games, wouldn't you?
Yes. I was about to say, who wouldn't, as just a casual fan, right? If obviously you've got a certain team you're pulling for, your obviously allegiance is going to be a little different than mine and Grump's, but as two Islander fans, I'm rooting for as much and as entertaining as hockey as possible. So 7 games, the series going would be fantastic. I would like for the game maybe to be closer, a little longer. I'm not a big fan of the blowouts. But if we can keep a close game and 7 games in the series, I really can't ask for much more.
Yeah, without a doubt. And we know that Braden Point is not going to play again today. I'd be surprised, honestly, if he plays the rest of this year. I think he's probably done for the season. It seemed like against Toronto when he sustained that injury, it looked pretty severe. Lower body injury, probably groin area, who the heck knows. But he tried to tough it out and go in games 1 and 2, and he was obviously not himself. Nick Paul and Nikita Kucherov, even though they sustained injuries in Game 3, are expected to play today.
They're 2 guys who have to go ahead and perform. I mean, Nick Paul played well, even though he was injured. Kucherov did leave, right, with 3 minutes remaining. So you wonder how much, how much he's going to be feeling up to it today. Nick Paul looked obviously diminished in his return back to Game 3, but he did finish Game 3. It's important to also mention this as well. Welcome to the show. This is a conglomeration, Grump, between the Islanders Never Say Die podcast and the TJ and the Grumpy Old Man show. Reason we're doing this, right? The last little bit of NHL action before the NHL draft kicks off, before NHL free agency kicks off. So we're showing this on not only TJ and the Grumpy Old Man, which is a twice-a-week sports podcast that takes place every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it takes place tomorrow, and every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But we're also showing this on the Islanders Never Say Die podcast that happens every Wednesdays and Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That being said, we will not have a show this Saturday on the Islanders Never Say Die podcast. I believe Grump and I are in travel. We're in transit, so we will not be able to host a podcast this Saturday for the Islanders Never Say Die podcast. But if you're new to the show, welcome. We invite you to stick around a while. We invite you to subscribe on YouTube, to like on Facebook, and to follow on Twitter. TJ and the Grumpy Old Man's more of a general sports podcast. We talk all things sports. We talk NHL, NBA, NFL, college athletics, anything and everything that has anything to do with sports. And on the Islanders Never Say Die podcast, obviously it's more Islander-based in nature. So it's more all Islander based action. So we'll be going and returning back to Islander based show on this upcoming Wednesday. We'll be returning back to the normal scheduled programming, Grump. We're going to start getting our guests lined up for the off season for the Islanders Never Say Die podcast, and teaching the grumpy old man chugging along as usual. So that will be live tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And also, Colorado gets a boost with Nazem Kadri coming back from his thumb injury, and will be playing tonight as well.
I did see that. I tell you, he's a big member of that team, right? Obviously, this year he had a career season regarding his production, at least in a point category, in the regular season. That being said, right, he adds a little bit of extra feist to his game. He adds a little bit more grit to that Colorado team. Colorado throws the body around, don't get me wrong, but with Kadri returning back to the lineup, I expect a little bit more nastiness to be in the game, right? Manson was throwing the body around. It was getting a little nasty. Cogliano was getting a little nasty out there on the ice. Kadri brings that same exact style and brand. Usually he gets suspended at least once every single NHL postseason. I don't think he's been suspended yet. So is there a suspension coming up in the Stanley Cup Finals? Who knows?
He is the definition of a loose cannon, to be honest with you. And you're right. It seems like the last couple of years he has got himself suspended. He's running out of time. It's a benefit to Colorado to have him come back, though, without a doubt.
For certain. Again, he's a big plus. He's produced all season. A guy who's really played well this year for Colorado also, and in the postseason. What the hell is his name, Grump? I'm blanking on it. I have to. Valeri Niskutsin. Gotcha. Valeri Niskutsin. He's played well this year. Big guy. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent this offseason, Niskutsin. So you have to figure he's going to get paid, right? He's looking to perform and put up as many points as possible. And I know him and his agent just hear one thing: ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. That's all they'll be hearing this offseason long before an NHL free agency starts. With the performance he's had in the Stanley Cup Finals, it's been very good. He's played really great hockey. I expect him to really cash in at the end of this year.
That's somebody the Islanders have to give a hard look at, though, don't they? I mean, because if you can't get, a Johnny Gaudreau or Philip Forsberg, you're going to have to go to that secondary market. And I think he's at the top of the secondary market for wingers. He and Burakovsky, who also plays for the Avalanche. I mean, those are some guys are going to have to look at if they can't, get a hockey trade done or sign one of the big names in free agency.
John M saying, good evening, boys. Good evening, John. How are you? The Wicker Man says, Tampa in 6. Wow. That would be something. I'm not sure. Maybe. Here's the thing, right? Vasilevsky, I thought, looked better in net game 3. That was, an item of discussion. I thought game 1, he was, less than stellar. In game 2, he let in some uncharacteristically weak goals for him. Game 3, he looked good out there. Game 3, also one of the stories that they talked about, right? Scott Van Pelt went on here. And again, he's kind of like for the normies, right? For people who don't watch hockey very often, he kind of asks a few questions that maybe helps bridge the gap a tiny bit. But he asked, what type of effect is it going to have on Darcy Kemper being pulled, grumpy old man? What type of effect is it going to have on him, the starting goalie for the Colorado Avalanche?
Absolutely none. Nothing at all. No effect at all. It's not the first time he's been pulled. He's not some rookie who's come in and just all year he's played every game. He's a veteran. He's been yanked before. He's bounced around the league. I don't think it has any effect on him whatsoever.
He had a weak game, I think, in game 3. I don't think he played particularly well. That's what we've always talked about, right? What could be the way that Tampa wins the series? They've got to put pressure on Darcy Kemper. I think in net, right, the advantage goes clearly to Tampa Bay. Vasilevsky, one of those guys who's a Hall of Fame caliber goalie, a guy who's fantastic in those games where he can knock a team out of the playoffs, unbelievable numbers, and a guy when locked in who's like a freaking wall back there. And Darcy Kemper at times can let in those weak goals, and he kind of struggles a bit at times, right? Tampa's got to dial up pressure. They have to put pressure on Darcy Kemper. Darcy Kemper can make mistakes when he does face that pressure, though.
And just to do a little bit of house cleaning around the league, The Florida Panthers hired Paul Maurice as their head coach.
So Burnett didn't stick it out. He didn't make it as the next day. Oh, okay. Just an interim guy. I guess their quick exit in round 2 made him saying, all righty, we need to look elsewhere.
Well, he was the interim coach. He was the interim guy.
Yeah. Okay. Think about this, though. He was the interim coach, coached a team to an unbelievable record this season. And won their first. Think about this. Think about from his situation, Burnett's situation, and he's always going to be in a spot where he says, "I deserve a head coaching job. I was done unfairly." He's a guy who. What was the regular season record under Burnett, Grump? Do you know how many wins?
Really freaking good. They won the President's Trophy. I don't know the exact record. They had 118, 120 points. I mean, they were good in the regular season. But here's the thing. Remember, this was Joel Quenneville's team.
Okay, I understand, but still he had to coach. I know they had a little bit of the issue, right? I heard the rumors that they were going out and partying late into the morning after they were down 3-0 in a series to Tampa, or maybe it was 2-0 in a series. But I heard that maybe doesn't leave necessarily a rosy impression on Andrew Burnett and his coach team, but a fantastic regular season. And he won the Florida Panthers, their first playoff series. The first time they won a playoff series in almost 30 years, 3 decades?
I don't care. I never thought much of him as a coach. He just looked like some guy standing there with an ill-fitting suit behind the bench. That's what he looked like to me. He was just a fill-in. He was an interim guy. He was never getting that job. Never.
Okay, it is worth saying, though, for Burnett. I'm trying to pull up his stats here, Grump. Hey, his record, though, I could just understand how he would feel a little hard done by. He picks up a team early on in the season that had gone through turmoil, right, that had the coaching issue with Joel Quenneville, who, by the way, Gary Bettman said they may not reinstate this year if a team were to ask. So they're putting that little tidbit out there. He said he would have to consider it. But, I mean, he took over a team, Burnett did. He coached them to a great regular season, won the President's Trophy, and won the franchise their first postseason series victory in almost 3 decades. I can understand why Andrew Burnett would feel a little hard done by and says, what the hell? I'm not getting the credit I deserve. When
he doesn't deserve the credit. He doesn't deserve the credit.
You don't think he deserves any credit?
No. They came right out of the chute when Quenneville was there. What did they win? Their first 12 games? I think they had 1 loss in their first 16 games. I mean, no, he was in nothing. He was just a guy to stand by. You know what? He's one of those guys who just holds a clipboard. It's like a 3rd string quarterback. Nothing. He did nothing for the team. Nothing.
Okay. His record was 51. His team, under his coach team, he coached 75 games. So Quenneville was only a head coach for the first 7 games.
Then they were undefeated.
Were they undefeated through the first 7?
7-0. Yeah. They were good.
Gotcha. And then he won another 5 after that. His record as a head coach in the regular season was 51, 18, and 6 with their first postseason victory for this first postseason series win and the first time in almost 3 decades. I don't know, right? Do I put him on the level of a guy like, a John Cooper? Do I put him on the level of a guy like a Barry Trotz? Do I put him on the level of a fantastic coach? No, not quite there. But his first year in the league as a head coach, and that's the results he has. And I don't know. I think you could do worse than a coach like Andrew Burnett. That's for certain. And we've got puck drop, Grump.
Okay, I do not have puck
drop. Let me know when you have puck drop. Okay? We'll try to get caught up.
Puck drop.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, there you go. You got Kadri centering that line between Landeskog and Scootson. So, Alex Newhook is one of those young guys who really burst onto the scene.
I mean, they've still been able, even though they've been a good team, they've still been able to get high first-round draft picks. Byron Bertram, a defenseman.
Wow, look at that. Tampa already has a loose scramble in front of the net of Colorado. Oh, helmet goes off. Well, that's going to be – oh, they're giving it a goal. Hold on. They gave it a goal, and they waved it off. Darcy Kemper's helmet did fall off. How is that going to be ruled? And the first minute of action.
Maybe he tried to flip. I don't know.
The first minute of action, right? How does that work? I thought as soon as the helmet pops off, it's supposed to play, it's supposed to stop.
I guess they have to see it. I'll tell you what, will they screw Tampa again? They've done that a couple of times, taking goals away from Tampa. I mean, let's see what happens
I
here.
don't know. That's an odd one. How does that work? How does that play out?
I mean, that's
You don't
so
see that often.
close.
The shot knocked the helmet loose. He did take a shot right after. Cirelli did, and he didn't hit him in the face. But how is that going to work?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. He didn't really complain about it.
I didn't think so either. He went like this. He went for a good goal, and then he put the hands up. But I don't know. That's the okay. There it is. It's going to be a good goal. You don't see that all that often. That's for certain.
Well, I mean, you didn't see Colorado complain. That was a terrible pass. Huge save. Huge save by Vasilevsky. I mean, you can't ask for a better start for Tampa than that, right?
No, you can't. First minute in, they go ahead and strike first. Colorado is one of those teams you don't want to go down against early. Yes. They've got the ability really to pile on early. And you looked at, right, those 2 games in Colorado, they had those huge early leads, 3-0 each first period, 3-1 the first game, and then 3-0 in game 2. So Tampa, this is the first time they respond quickly and score. I think it's the first time they scored first in a series.
Yes, it is. And I'll tell you what, Herman Munster looked a little concerned behind the bench for the Colorado Avalanche.
Here's the thing. As I've told you before, and I wonder if this plays into it, the game 2 blowout, I wonder if it had something to do with they had to fight back from such a huge deficit in game 1 and playing at that elevated level, or the elevation of Colorado, did that affect them? I'll be interested to see how the team holds up. I would even say Tampa looked kind of a little tired at the tail end of game 4 or game 3. I'm sorry. So, how do their legs hold up today?
Yeah, that'll be, I mean, here's the thing. Tampa's dinged up. Colorado's really not. So, that has something to do with it as well. Cale Makar won Norris Trophy for best defenseman this year.
I hate that all the trophies are going to be announced before the freaking cup is
like, I do not even want to hear that they're having a ceremony to announce these things. No one will watch it.
I don't blame them either.
I mean, I tell you what, Colorado can really move the puck, though. Really good.
The Wicker Man says Tampa's the better team, by the way, Grumpy.
We're going to find out.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. I picked Tampa to win the series. I thought in game 2, I've never seen a team play better for a full game. Never. Tampa Bay seems they're getting a little bit more physical.
Colorado had a little bit of a chance there, right? Back and forth there between Devon Taves. They have a little bit of a chance. The defenseman, again, pinching up. Colorado doing a great job with that pressure and dialing it in there on Vasilevsky, even though the shot total really hasn't been evened out just quite yet. Few good opportunities for Colorado early as well.
I mean, you just look at the skill that Colorado has. Their stick handling in tight spaces. Rantanen, I mean, just something. And there's Makar again. Man, oh man, can that kid skate?
Oh, wow, that's going to be an ice.
Yeah, really. Well,
that's what he's saying.
Pressure.
Hold on, he's saying what the hell? Because I think they made a change instead of going to chase the puck. Oh, I got to see that replay. Maybe not. Ooh. Cale Makar did take that off the knee or the shin, inner part of the shin. John M says here, Grump, Auburn baseball went farther than expected. I'm proud of the boys.
Yeah, I mean, that's for certain. That's for certain.
And Vasilevsky is the difference in this series, says Robert G. I agree. I think he's going to be the difference. I think you're going to see him pick it up, right? I didn't think the game 1 or 2 he looked fantastic the way he usually does, like a first ballot Hall of Fame caliber goalie. I think if I expect what he's done in the past to continue, holy shit, my God. I don't know who that was who was just upended, but I don't know who that was from Colorado who was kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, but completely flipped on his ass.
I'll tell you what. They are just
no?
They are just, it's amazing how Colorado is just able to skate, and they're so fast and so talented. I mean, sometimes it looks like, and we used to say this about Tampa, they're just so much faster than everybody else. Oh, big save by Vasilevsky again. I mean, but Colorado's all over them. They just are.
Yep. They've responded. They've responded back, and that's what Colorado has to do, right? You go down 1-0 early, got to respond back quick. And right, what are the keys for Tampa? have to throw the body, have to finish checks, have to wear down the smaller guys. Wow. That was an opportunity for Colorado down row. Number 25 cannot corral the puck. He had a one-time opportunity, point blank in on Vasilevsky, but unable to put the puck on net.
The team speed of Colorado is just what stands out to me. They're like humming bees moving around Mack trucks. I mean, it's tough to keep up with them.
Okay. I think Braden Point is done too, says the Wickerman. Yeah, I don't think he's coming back. Grumpy's going to – here's the thing. Colorado could lose this series and lose the next 4 games. You're not going to stop oozing over how fantastic they are with speed, even if they're losing games. That's what drives me nuts about you sometimes, Grump.
I just call it like I see it.
Matthew S. saying, sup? What's up, gentlemen? What's up, Matthew S.? How are you? How are you? Hodaz saying, hiya, Grump. Howdy, TJ. I can't wait. It's going to be a great game tonight. I hope so. I hope it's back and forth all evening long.
I mean, let's give credit to Tampa, right? I mean,
you missed the net, by the way. You thought that was a good save. They just showed the replay. That shot he missed.
No, I think it was one before. But
it was Palat. Okay, so O'Connor couldn't get a stick on it. Palat did a good job of intercepting that in front of the net. That was a good job by Palat getting down low, playing his spot, and interrupting that pass. Originally, I thought that puck just skipped over Connor's stick just because it was just a pass that was just kind of a little sloppy. That was a good job by Palat intercepting that pass down low.
Also an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year.
Yep, one of those glue guys for Colorado for certain. He is.
Well, no, he plays for Tampa, and he plays on the first line. So
I'm sorry for Tampa.
I'm not saying he's a first line caliber player, but he's certainly
on most teams he's a bottom 6 guy, wouldn't you say?
Second line, maybe.
I think Palat's a second line guy.
Kemper giving up some big rebounds. Oh my God. The car is he's like lightning out there. Jesus we don't get to watch during the regular season. During the regular season, we don't get to. I don't get to watch a lot of Colorado games, so you don't get to see that talent on display every night. That's all I'm saying.
Grumpy has his freaking favorites, and as long as his
not a favorite of mine.
Stop talking.
He's not a favorite of mine.
He's so fast. How many more times are you going to say he's so fast? He's so fantastic.
Okay, because he is.
Christ almighty. Gungun says a few podcasts ago there was some chatter about Mark's catchphrase. What Mark's catchphrases were. They were Shazbot and Nanu Nanu, a special bonus BS tidbit. Bon Scott said Nanu Nanu at the end of Highway to Hell.
Do you even know what he's talking about?
No.
Okay. Bon Scott was the lead singer for AC/DC before Brian Johnston. He died tragically at the age of 30, I believe, was from alcoholism. But he died from drink. I don't know. Here's the thing.
He died. That's all it needs to be.
He's dead. And Highway to Hell was, and you know what an LP stands for? Do you know what an LP stands for? TJ Music?
No, Grump, I don't.
It's for long playing album. Is LPs. So it was a Highway to Hell long playing album.
Okay, thank you so much. I did not know that. Wickerman says Colorado played in a weaker division, and Tampa seems to just be able to flip that switch. Tampa's division was the best in hockey. It was. Tampa's division was the best in hockey, not even close for second. The Atlantic was the best division in hockey. John M. said, call on the Avalanche to win the next 2. John still thinks, hey, Avalanche winning game 4 and game 5. The Wickerman says, Goon, that was on Night Prowler at the end, not Highway to Hell. Yes, the song Night Prowler. Okay. Drew L says the Panthers hired Paul Maurice to become the next head coach. Absolutely. Thomas B says here, gents, I'm reading that a defenseman highly rated may go early. If that's the case, then the Islanders may see a top 10 forward fall to them. Also, I agree with the grumpy old man in not wanting Kevin Fiala.
Nope. No way. Because here's the thing. You got to give up a lot to acquire him, and then you got to pay him. Like he thinks he's a top line winger. He's not. He's a pissant.
Do you want to know? Phil's Facts came out with what he wanted his team to look like in the offseason. What he wanted the Islanders to look like in the offseason.
I bet you it's a dull-looking team. Very dull.
He wanted Kevin Fiala. He wanted us to also go after. Oh, man, I saw it this morning. I got an update on it. Damn it. Let me try to pull it up. It was Phil tweets so often. Let me go back here.
Nice aggressive forecheck by Kucherov there, sending Taves deep into his own zone.
He wants us to sign Claude Giroux for $6.5 million per. He says, let's add Kevin Fiala, pay him $7.5 million per, and add Claude Giroux, pay him $6.5 million to come here. We'll get Miles Wood. He's not going to be that. Miles Wood, go ahead and trade for him, the guy from the Devils. I mean, he's one of the pieces that are valuable to the Devils. I'm not sure they want to get rid of Miles Wood.
He's young too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's young. He's still a restricted free agent, or he would be a restricted free agent if
he's not going anywhere.
He says, and we would go ahead and have defense pairing of Adam Pelech and Ryan Pulock, Noah Dobson and Ian Cole, Scott Mayfield and Mike Riley, with Robin Salo as the seventh guy.
Why would Boston trade Mike? Why would Boston trade a $3 million a year contract to Mike Riley to the Islanders? Why would they do that? That's a very manageable salary.
Man, oh man, I tell you. And Scott Wedgwood would be the backup netminder. Hey, in this scenario, right? He's got Bailey gone. He's got a few guys moved off of that list.
I'm going to tell you one thing Tampa Bay needs to stop doing, trying to stick handle out of their own zone, because Colorado they're too fast getting and they're picking the puck right up their sticks. Going to have to make passes out of the zone. Stop trying to stick handle.
Gentleman said, and Tortorella is still not hired. Maybe it's Trotz.
Yeah, Trotz is still not hired.
Trotz is still not hired. Tampa will win a road game, I think. I'm not sure if Colorado does, though. Well, hey, that home ice advantage may be crucial, right? If each team's just winning their home ice games, that home ice advantage may be crucial, Grumpy, long-term in the series.
Yeah, and usually, the really good teams find ways to win. They find ways to win on the road. They just do.
Angela N says, going out on a limb, and I say Lightning will win tonight. Jen M saying, boy, the 9 Colorado free agents, only Kadri is who I would go after.
Yeah, see, for me, Kadri's 31 years old, going to get wildly overpaid based on what he did this year playing for this team. I think everybody who played for Colorado as a free agent is going to get a Colorado salary bump.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, they're going to get a Colorado salary bump. You make it to the Stanley Cup Finals. You have a fantastic season like that where you play great hockey. You're going to get paid. Simple as that. Oh, wow. They're getting some in-close chances on Darcy Kemper. Man, oh, man, batting away down low. Eric Johnson ties him up. Kadri is back, says Frank K. The Wickerman says it was 3-0 in the series, and the Panthers went out partying late until the morning. I think it was 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Man, oh, man. Darcy Kemper having a few words with the referee. I wonder what about. Maybe they're hitting him after the whistle, or maybe blowing the whistle earlier.
He says you got to make sure that puck is covered, is what he's saying.
Yeah. He didn't have the puck originally covered, so he was complaining for no reason. And then Frank K says, Ybor City in Tampa is party central. Lots of action. Drew L says, problem with Burnett was that he never tried to adjust against Tampa. That's why he's not the head coach of the Panthers.
Because
you want to talk about, right? People always talk about how we can't remove Trotz. We can't do this. We can't do that. Think about Burnett. think about the results Andrew Burnett had as an interim coach, and he couldn't even find his way for an additional year in Florida.
Or Bruce Cassidy making the playoffs 6 years in a row, making it to the Stanley Cup Finals just 3 years ago.
Bad turnover by Cale Makar, stripped the puck in the zone.
It's the fourth line out there. Big check.
They're able to clear though. John M said, I just watched Nichushkin in Dallas for 3 years. No thanks. We have too many. We have too many Burakovsky players already.
I don't think we have any Burakovsky players.
Guys excelling in a contract season. No thanks. That's what I was about to say. I know Nichushkin didn't really perform in Dallas. That's why he went back to the KHL for a few years. Never really. His rookie year was his best year he had in Dallas, and other than that, he kind of floundered. So I know some players take longer to develop. I mean, he's going to get paid more than I would want to pay a guy like that, just being honest. Nick D says, TJ and the Curve, how you guys doing tonight? Paul Maurice is the shits.
I don't know. I just don't think that's not a move the needle hiring by them, to be honest with you.
I don't think so either.
Now, here's the thing. You want to know who they could have benefited from having Barry Trotz as head coach? Absolutely. A team like Florida, who doesn't play a whole lot of defense, but so good offensively. I mean, a little bit of structure, he could have been the answer there. But it seems like Barry Trotz is getting greedy, thinking he's all that in a can of beans.
DeBoer, the new coach in Dallas as well, Grump.
Blech.
Nick D says the Avalanche in 6. Like average Anders before the deadline. Started to pick up his play, says John M. For fuck's sake. Tampa already up a 1-0. No goals. Shouldn't count a BS call. I was about to say, I don't know. Damn. These stupid freaking... I got to get a moderator on this, Grumpy. Ponybear Curtis says, Grump, a.k.a. the human flip-flop. Freddie Flip-Flop in the human Switzerland. I went ahead and picked... I said since game 2, since that blowout, I said game 3 was going to be Tampa in a big way. And I said, I think Tampa ties the series going back to Colorado. You know my point?
That's true. That's what you said.
Play was too quick. Can't stop play. And John M says here, Islanders should hire Burnett as an assistant. Hire the Avalanche or Tampa assistant general manager to learn from Lou for a year or 2 and then take over.
There you go. That's what I've been preaching for the last 6-8 months, right?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Actually, more than a year.
Ponybear Curtis says, boys, I'm going to give you one wild guess as to who put out the Brett Burns article. One guess, boys. Oh, gosh. Look at that, Grumpy. He did a little emoji. I like it, Pony Boy. I like it.
The National Enquirer
says, TJ, it's Nashuskin. Okay, not Niskuchin. Holy shit. Enclosed chance there for Colorado. Nashuskin. Fair enough. Matthew S. said here, terrible job by ESPN. Should have happened after the Cup Finals. Yeah, talking about how they're revealing all the who wins the trophy.
Like, why? I mean, you can't have a show. I mean, that used to be an event that they would have.
I enjoyed it. Colorado is being outshot 7-1 so far this first period.
Who's carrying the play though for the most part? Tampa Bay's doing an excellent job not letting a bit get shots on go. Do a lot of blocking shots out front. But I mean,
that's a great job by Tampa. Here's the thing: that's what Tampa has to do: force turnover.
I 100% agree.
Ooh, look at that, my God!
We picked his pocket.
Turnover. Is that Nick Paul who forces the turnover?
He's got to do a little better than that. Putting the puck
you know what?
net,
hey, he forced the turnover. Here's the thing: Colorado looks sloppy. Remember, I told you Colorado has those moments where they look really good and moments where they look really sloppy. Here's the thing: you've got one shot on net through the first 13 minutes of action. That's not good. That's interference too. That's not good enough. As simple as that. I mean, you see the guy from Colorado try to stick his leg out to impede the guy from Tampa. I wonder if today's going to be one of those games where we see one penalty all evening. It just has that feel to it, doesn't it?
It's too early. I haven't seen any major infractions yet where I'm going to say, they should have called something. They're letting him play, and there's nothing chippy.
Bad turnover by McKinnon. They showed the replay. Right in the regular season, that would have been called a penalty because he slashes in a little bit on the stick. In the postseason, it's not. In all hockey, it's not a penalty. But he slashes a little bit on the stick of Paul. I like that those are not penalty calls, but I wish they would do that all season long. In the regular season, that would be called a penalty. Ponybear Curtis says, here's the thing. Matthew S. said the coverage sucked as well, talking about from ESPN. Keenan Thompson was with a huge burn on Toronto yesterday at the end of the awards. I didn't hear it. I wish I would have heard it. Damn it.
Neither did I.
Grumpy. And then the BK Italian kid and Norris goes to McCarr. Still doesn't mean he's the best defensive defenseman. I wish there was just an award for best defensive defenseman just to show and to prove how essential defense is in the league. Yep, they pretty much goes to what defenseman puts up the most points gets the Norris.
Yeah, I don't think the league cares for an award like that. The league would love to have every game be 65 or 8-7, 8-6. They'd love that.
No defense. The no defense league, right?
They want more scoring. They want more excitement, period.
It's true. Drill said, "What's your guys' thoughts on the Paul Maurice hiring?"
Blah, blah. Nothing special. I mean, I guess he's okay, I guess. Is he a guy who puts you over the top, Paul Maurice? I don't think so.
He had a few good years in Winnipeg,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Didn't he just step down because he said his heart wasn't in it when he was coaching in Winnipeg?
Yeah, maybe just
Like that. Oh, I think the team's gone as far as they can with me. I want to step down. I'm unhappy with the result or whatever. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it didn't strike me as a guy where I'm like, oh yeah, that guy's a fearless, courageous leader. That's the guy I want at the helm of our team. I didn't get that feeling from him.
he'd been there a long time. And maybe he just played out the
He's
strings. Like
14.
these guys aren't. The guys stopped listening to him. He's like, all right, that's enough. I'm not going to move forward. I believe he had an affinity for Winnipeg and he loved coaching that team. But at some point you can see the writing on the wall. So he was a little preemptive and just let's just resign and let them start over.
Was he the head? He was the head coach for the Carolina Hurricanes back in the day too.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. Okay. I forgot when they lost in the finals. Yeah. I mean, that best year in Winnipeg for him, though, I guess, is at 2017-18. That's when they went 52-20, 52,
Yeah.
20, and 10.
Who was Laviolette the head coach when the Hurricanes won the Stanley Cup?
Yes.
Okay. Man, another block out front. Taves had a wide open shot there in the slot.
Well, hey, Tampa's doing what they have to do. They're making all these shots from far away distance, more contested. They're covering guys in their spots in their zones. Good to hear. Something they struggled with, I think, earlier on in the series, right? Possession has been – whoa, my God, what an opportunity. Who the hell is that number 24 who keeps an opportunity? He may have been hooking that Colorado Avalanche player. Definitely looks like some sort of hooking or interference.
No call.
Wide open shot in on the doorstep. Bogosian. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked at all if Zach Bogosian had some sort interfered in some capacity there with Colorado Avalanche. I want to see that replay.
Nice behind the back pass from McCarr over to Taves, which leads it up to Rantanen.
Who was a nice pass by Grumpy?
McCarr.
Nice is that what it is?
Behind the back feed to Taves and right away into the offensive zone to Rantanen.
It's going to be nice. Let's see here.
Nice combination passing. But here's the thing. Colorado is going to have the same issue that all the good teams do. They're so talented up top that eventually you can't pay the guys on your third and fourth lines much. And then you're going to have to make a decision. And then that's when you really find out how good your scouting staff is to be able to fill in those bottom two.
I don't know if you happen to see as you were going on. Did you happen to see the replay of the Schutzkin? He needed to put a better shot on that. I don't think he was interfered with. He was at a little bit of pressure by Bogosian on him, but he's got to put a better shot on that, on Vasilevsky on that opportunity.
Yeah, I'm watching ABC. I don't know what feed you're watching.
I'm watching Sportsnet again.
So, no.
Okay. They showed the replay. He had that chance in close. He didn't put much mustard behind it. I thought maybe Bogosian happened to interfere a bit, but he did not. Drew says here, also off topic, Jeremiah Grant from the Pistons to get traded. Jeremy Grant from the Pistons gets traded to Portland.
Okay. Ahead of the draft tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Brian J said, enough with third liners. We don't want Kevin Fiala.
The pissant.
And Shooters Puck Hockey says, I think Tampa has found its groove again. If they win tonight, I think they win the series.
I don't know about that. If they win tonight, the winner of Game 5 wins series.
Oh, man, I thought it was a winner of Game 2 won the series. Grump, what do you mean? You're flip-flopping?
No.
Sounds like it. Sal P. You know what it sounds like? Remember all that you used to give me bullshit all the time where it's like, where I said, hey, the Islanders need to start performing. They need to start improving their win-loss record by this date if they want to have a chance to make the playoffs. Like, you keep pushing it off. I've already made my thoughts known on this series since the beginning, Grump. Sal P said, look at Sal P, by the way, and his Grumpy's Groupies merchandise. Actually, I don't think I put that in the link in the description below, but you could find it on Etsy at the Islanders Never Say Die store. Sal P's got his Grumpy's Groupies merch. I'm wearing my Grumpy's Groupies merch. Grump, you're wearing Hey Josh Bailey from Brett from Net Threads.
Yes, until this turns into a rag, to clean up spills on the floor because he's gone. I wanted to get as much wear out of it as possible.
I was about to say he'll be gone next year, Grumpy, ideally. So you got to get a lot of use out of that. But Sal P, looking like the Giga Chat he is, says, "Good evening, fellas. What's up, Sal? How are you? How are you?" The Wicker Man says, "I don't think it's about money with Trotz. I think he'll end up in Winnipeg. Remember, Grumpy, the Islanders still have to pay him this year unless he signs with another team."
It's not. He wants to be GM and coach.
Yep.
That's the issue. He wants total power.
Yeah, he for certain does. And Matthew S. said, Nashuskin. There it is. Nashuskin.
God, I mean, you read it, and then as soon as you try to say it on your own, you mess it up.
Nashuskin. That's right. Brian J. said, Bailey ain't leaving. Hate to break it to you. They care more about loyalty than talent on the ice. I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong.
We don't win. That's why we don't win.
I hope you're wrong. Robert C. said, did somebody say that Kadri was going to play? I just hope he can contribute on offense as much as he does defensively. He certainly did before his injury.
He's had I mean, this is a career year for him, right? Let's be honest.
Yes. I don't think he'll ever replicate that again.
No, I don't think so. Not at 31.
No.
I mean, I always liked him as a player. I think he's a really good second line guy. But, you know, at the end of the day, he's 31 and you're paying for what type of performance? Like I said, 1 year. I mean, if a guy's 27, okay. You know, one guy I hate is this Hagel character.
I know you don't like the value they had to give up to get Ryan Hagel.
Yeah. Not a fan of his.
Buries that. McKinnon buries that into the pads of Vasilevsky. Man, oh, man. Oof.
I don't know where you are in the game. I got a timeout.
I think I saw Joe Sakic. His hair was looking kind of all his hair was looking all strung out. Not a great hairdo for Joe Sakic. You said you're at a timeout?
I was, yeah.
Oh, okay.
5:07 to go.
Okay. Ooh. Goes in hard to the boards over there. Looking at McKinnon, has so far this series 2 assists, no goals, I believe. I'm sure they're looking for more production from him.
That was a really nice play. I don't know who that was for Tampa. Twice poking it away. 2 poke checks.
Nice save, Darcy Kemper. He must see it from coming from a little bit of a mile away. Stamkos tries to put that wrist or high glove side. Kemper sees it the whole way and makes a nice save.
No traffic up front. That's really, that's a shot. I mean, that's a pretty standard save, really.
He tries to use it as a screen. He tries to use the Colorado player as a screen, but not able to do so. And that one hits him right in the glove.
I got to say, I think something to be a good goalie, you got to have good vision.
For certain. I was about to say, can't be squinting. I feel like they've got to have like 20/10 vision or something like where you could see, you could see from
at least 20/20 anyway.
Bare minimum. That or some contacts to help really help.
I just say you can't be legally blind and play goal.
No. Brian J says, why doesn't anyone want Johnny Gaudreau on the Islanders? Let's go after the big fish. Yeah, every prediction I'm seeing has us not including Johnny Gaudreau. I don't know. Maybe people are so predisposed into thinking that, hey, the best case scenario is not possible for us. This is, I don't know. If you want, we should be able to get a guy like Johnny Gaudreau. I don't care if you have to overpay for him. He's a guy whose style lasts into his 30s. He plays that style.
You can say that because the Islanders have never, ever signed a top-level free agent. Ever. Never, ever in their history. Never signed one.
Yeah.
But, I mean, at some point in time, you got to try for it, don't you?
I figure, but, I mean, they've tried in the past, quote-unquote, they've tried. Remember they used to try on Ilya Kovalchuk?
I don't think. Uh-oh.
Ooh, look at that little move by Patrick Maroon. Leads into a slap shot. Tampa trying to get that pressure up front. Tampa might have Colorado hemmed in their own zone here.
These last 3.5 minutes are key. If you're Tampa, you cannot come out of this first period tied.
Correct.
I mean, and now this is their most sustained time in the offensive zone since the first minute.
Yep, and they've looked like they're threatening. Again, you're seeing. This is why you have to love playoff hockey. You're seeing so much clutching and grabbing and slashing on the stick that's not called, and that is always
big. That's a huge save by Kemper.
as a penalty. That's a cross check to the back.
Yeah, that's a
Tampa
huge,
Bay is going to be on the power play.
save by Kemper. That's a huge save by Kemper right there with the
Yeah.
with the right leg. Huge.
That's a lazy penalty to take right there.
Well, okay,
cross checking.
Okay, you might say it's lazy, or you might say because they've been in the zone for over a minute, fighting off that forecheck.
Trust me, I get it. I get it. I get it. They were tired, but I'm just saying it's a lazy penalty to take. He didn't have to. My God, they show us the replay. He's got his back squared up to him, and he just tees off and cross checks the living hell of him. Darren Hill knows better than that. He's not a rookie in the league. He's a vet of however many years, 13, 14 years. That's a lazy penalty. That's I'm tired, a lazy penalty on him. I'm out there for a long shift. Let me just go ahead and drive off on him, drive into him. So now you're gonna have Colorado on the penalty kill, Tampa on the power play.
I mean, optimally, if you're Tampa, you want to capitalize on this penalty chance, right?
I would say so. I mean,
okay. You know what? That's a really stupid thing to say because, of course, every team says that. But I'm just saying, for the course of the whole game, if you go up 2-0 at the end of one, it's certainly better than being up 1-0 or being tied.
What an opportunity. Good wrister by Kucherov and a secondary chance there for Tampa down low. Again, this period, I think Tampa has looked a better team by far, right? They're out shooting Colorado. My God. They're out shooting Colorado 14-2. Holy crap.
Off to the races.
Look at this on the penalty kill. They're still rushing everybody. 3 guys forward on the penalty kill.
That's what they do.
Had the ability to do that. Okay, by the way, Tampa Bay on the power play in the Cup Finals is 1 for 12 with 23 shots. That's not a great power play percentage. That's for certain. Special teams have not been good for Tampa. That has been their biggest bugaboo. And here it is. That should be an interference/hook call. That is not there on Tampa. I thought Kucherov interfered a little bit there, but hey, no call.
I mean, why were there 2 guys? Why are there 2 guys rushing in there? Oh my goodness!
Trying with the deep long pass, but Paul is back to save the day. Nick
right, because they're coming. They're coming.
That's a cross check. Man, I'm telling you, it's just. I gotta just not look at it with my regular season glasses on. Whatever. It's just playoff hockey. Let anything go that can go. But I tell you, special teams have been the biggest issue for Tampa so far. If they don't score on this power play, they're going to be 1 for 13 on the power play, and their penalty kills only effectively killed off 50% of the power play opportunities for Colorado. Holy shit! Think about that. That almost catches Vasilevsky blocker's side where he tries to use his glove to try to reach across his body. Holy shit! That caught him in a funny spot for Vasilevsky, but he makes a save. Did you see that?
That was a huge save.
No, it wasn't a huge save.
It was a huge save because if you give up a goal there, everything you worked for in the first period, everything you worked for in the first period is out the window.
You're supposed to make a save on that, Crump. Come on. That's what Jesus. It's one he kind of gets kind of caught in no man's land with, but he comes up with the save. Robert has 2 shots for Colorado. Now they're up to 4. This is a while ago, but 4 shots for Colorado, and they're down only 1-0. Is that a positive for the Avalanche?
I think it's more important for Tampa that they have a lead after 1. Honestly,
they said, "Is that a positive?" Holy crap! That one sneaks past Kemper. My God, he just does not give me the warm and fuzzies in net. It's as simple as that. Every single opportunity and save he makes just makes me worry a little bit for Kemper. Tampa's looking. The shot opportunities for Tampa and Colorado are at 22 equal apiece.
McKinnon
has done a fantastic job of blocking shots from the perimeter and forcing these shots and blocking these items, forcing shots from bad opportunities.
Now they get away with that, but McKinnon trying to run somebody instead of just making the play almost cost Colorado.
Holy shit, they just missed 2 calls.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's definitely too many men on the ice.
I was about to say, that's every single day in the regular season that's called. That's 6 guys on the ice. You saw him come off. That still hit the guy who was leaving the exiting the ice.
That's right. That's absolutely.
That's as plain as easy as it gets. The officials are trying to let him play, obviously, tonight. That's one of those ones that you have to call, in my opinion, though.
Yep.
I don't know how the hell they missed the trip. that happened right before that, and then the too many men on the ice.
Yep.
So, Tampa, not saying the power play would have done them any good. I mean, they're 1 for 13 on the power play. Special teams, again, have been the hugest bugaboo for Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Oof, man, they're showing a replay. Boy, that was so close to going in. I don't even know how it doesn't go in from that angle.
You're talking about the shot that was from an odd spot that snuck past Kemper. I saw that too.
Yeah.
I'm like, how the hell is Kemper not posted up on the post on that?
Does he shave the back of his legs? That's what I want to know.
But to answer your question, Robert, it might be a positive. I don't think they played a good first period. I thought Tampa defensively played about as good of a period as they could. Right, that is the way Tampa wants to play it. They're forcing shots from the periphery. They're getting bodies in front. They're blocking those opportunities and keeping it as a relatively easy period for Vasilevsky. That's what Tampa wants to do. That's exactly what they did this period. Colorado, on the other hand, has to find ways to penetrate. They have to find ways to get guys down low, sustain pressure, and put shots on Vasilevsky from odd opportunities.
Agreed.
Matthew S. said he would drive Josh Bailey to the airport.
I'd drive him to wherever city's got to go to. You don't even have to fly if you don't want to, Josh.
I'll take a road trip. We can go travel all across the United States, all across Canada for you.
Visit the biggest ball of mud, wherever you got it.
One of the biggest like yarn ball or something like that. They do all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Noah W says, how unlikely is an offer sheet for Oliver Kylington or Rasmus Sandin at left defense? Both at $4.2 million would cost us a second-round pick next year.
When no one's getting signed to an offer sheet. Not happening.
Very rarely does it happen.
Yeah. Aho got signed from Montreal. Carolina had to match. Then the next year they said, oh, yeah, we're going to sign Koskinen. Well, who was it?
Kotkaniemi.
Yeah, Kotkaniemi. I'm sorry. Signed Kotkaniemi. Montreal said, okay, we're not going to match. And then they got stuck with them. So there you go.
Carolina, they got stuck with them for a year, and they'll give them a cheaper contract this year. But I
don't believe in coincidence. You see Montreal sign a Carolina player. The next year, Carolina says a Montreal.
Carolina says this for you, Montreal. Montreal says, haha, trick's on you, buddy. We're going in full-on rebuild. Little do you know, we're rebuilding this entire team.
Yeah.
Brian J. said, did anybody see PK Subban on First Take on ESPN saying hockey players are the toughest athletes in the world? They play 82 games, same as basketball, and compare it to the NFL, who plays once a week.
Definitely tougher than baseball or basketball. Yeah, football players only play once a week, but man, oh man, the attrition rate in football and the physicality and the injuries are way more than NHL.
Yeah, I'm sorry there, PK. It's physical. It's nowhere near as physical as football. Every single play you're getting hit. Every single down you're getting hit. You know what I mean? Right? Yeah, you got downs, you got in between. Yeah, that's correct. We also don't, hey, if you're on offense, you're out there every single damn play. Right? It's not like, hey, I'm taking offensive series or offensive plays off until exhaustion. You're out there busting your butt as hard as you can for that play. It's all just maximum effort for whistle to whistle. Physicality, I don't know. I think you're right, Grumpy. Look at the season-ending injuries you see in the NFL as compared to any other sport. There's a reason why you see sometimes an NFL team out of a 52-man roster will have something like 14 or 15 guys injured in a 17-game regular season. There's a reason for that.
Every play is like a car accident.
Yeah.
So
hockey is a beast in its own, though.
Right. But you're having 150 car accidents a week. So just think about that. How many 40-year-old football players do you see? Tom Brady aside.
Quarterbacks and kickers. Any other position, you can't do it. You can't be that old and play at that level.
No way.
See Big Z out there skating around at 44. You see some of the other guys. You don't have to be physical in hockey to play. You can be if you want to, but you don't have to be.
Now, that's not to say that
it's not fair.
Hockey players are not tough. They are super tough.
I'd say they're the toughest of all the sports when it comes down to you'll see I don't know. Ronnie Lott chopped the finger off to get back in. So you see football and hockey, I think, are on equal level with the toughness of the athletes.
Yeah, I'm going football first and hockey second.
I don't know. You see the hockey players that will play in the Stanley Cup Finals, and it'll be like the last week where they'll have a whole bunch of these guys who will come out. Oh, played on a sports hernia, played with broken hand, played with. I mean, Adam Pelech was playing with a broken hand last year.
Yeah, you're not seeing any football players playing with those injuries because you can't. You just can't perform if you have those type injuries.
That's true. Robert C said, "I'll take Johnny Hockey in a heartbeat." I would too. I
He's the
don't
guy.
care if you have to overpay him, pay him for a longer term. That's a guy who's one of those very special type of players who could stay at an elite or very good level for a long time.
That's why, I mean, where else have you heard about the Islanders going after Johnny Hockey besides this podcast? Nowhere. Nowhere. I think he's the best fit for our team.
I don't think we're interested in him. As weird as it sounds, is it weird for me to say I don't think the Islanders are interested in Johnny Hockey, as dumb as that sounds?
I don't know, but they should be. You know, just because you're not doesn't mean you shouldn't be. And for me, he's the perfect complement to Matt Barzal because he's not afraid to come back and play defense either. The pissant doesn't play any defense.
Brian J says here, imagine getting a real Johnny back on Long Island.
The real Johnny back.
Oh, the real Johnny back. I'm sorry. Matthew S said, wow, that almost went in. Yeah. And no talking about Goudreau to get it. Oh, no, he's talking about Goudreau to get him here. You drive him. That'd be okay. Fair enough. Hey, show them a little bit all what they got to offer. I'd take Johnny Gaudreau in a heartbeat.
All it costs you is money, and you have money. We have money. The Islanders have money.
They have cap space.
Yeah, they can sign any free agent they want this offseason. Anyone.
They can trade for any player with cap implications they want to.
There is no one that's out there that they cannot sign if they don't want to. No one. Absolutely no one.
Has to be creative.
I mean,
simple as that. Have to be.
You think Gaudreau's going to get $12 million a year? I don't.
Maybe 11 and a half.
10.
I think he's going to get probably 11.
Okay, we can afford that. We can afford
$11 million a year on a contract like that.
No problem.
Noah W says here, I just feel like the Calgary Flames, might be in a cap crunch. The same with the Leafs. I was about to say, I don't see the Calgary Flames re-signing back Johnny Gaudreau. They brought Tyler Toffoli in. I do not see them re-signing back, and they signed Tyler Toffoli to an extended contract. I do not see them bringing back Johnny Gaudreau.
He's certainly going to test the market. It seems like at this point in time, right?
And I mean, this is really the chance for him to make the most money of his contract. This is the big opportunity for him really to cash in. It's as simple as that.
You know, I hear Pittsburgh, everything on the East Coast, by the way, Philly. Do you think he wants to go play for Tortorella? I'm going to say no to that.
I'm going to say no as well. He's not a fan. He's not a player favorite. That's for certain.
What team in our division would you least like to see him go to?
I don't want to see him in New Jersey. I'm telling you one thing. I think New Jersey is a team that is on the up and up. I feel like I say this all the time. New Jersey was hurt this year by their goalie situation, right? Jonathan Bernier is going to be back for again.
Forget Jonathan Bernier. They don't have a goalie.
They do not have a goalie.
They
do have a goalie. Jonathan Bernier played well before.
He's a career backup. He's a
career backup. What are you talking about?
He's a backup. He's a backup.
No, he's not.
Absolutely, he's a backup.
You have to pull up his stats too, just to prove you're wrong.
He's not an upper echelon goalie. Period. He's not. Never has been. Never will. He's backup.
I'm not saying he's a great goalie, but he's a good goalie.
He's in his 30s. He's a freaking backup. He's been a backup most of his career. He's been a backup. That's what he is. Backup. He's not a number one goalie. Period. End of sentence. End of story. Just not.
I don't know. The guy's average for his career is a 912 save percentage and a 278 goals against average. He's more than capable goalie.
He's a backup. He's a backup. How many games does he play a year? Run down the games. He should be playing at least 50 games a year if he's a starter every year.
So we'll look at the last 3 years.
Oh, okay. So we're going to ignore when he was a backup until he was 28 years old. Okay.
Well, okay, he's had to. Okay, when he was in Toronto, he was playing 58 and 55 games a year. I'm just saying, I'm not going back to when he was 25 and 26. It's just that let's look at the last few years. What do you want me to look at every fucking year in his career? He's a guy who's had injury problems before in the past too, which is also worth mentioning. But you look at the last 3 years in Detroit, right? 3 years ago when the COVID season happened, there was
Detroit.
what was it, 75 games? He played 46 games.
Detroit, a loser team. Detroit. Okay. What the next year with the losing Detroit team? What were his numbers?
Played 25 games in the 50-game season, or 24 games, I'm sorry, in the 50-game season. So he played about half. And this last year, he got injured. Played 10 games, and he had a 902 save percentage and a 306 goals against average. He's
a backup.
Goalie.
Here's the thing.
Goalie. He's not a top-tier goalie in the NHL. I'm not saying that. He's an okay goalie, though.
They need a goalie. They don't have a goalie. If that's your answer in goal, then you're asking the wrong question.
Okay, they also Wedgwood got hurt too last year.
Wedgwood's just okay.
They were down to the third string goalie pretty much all year.
Blackwood was their starter. Blackwood's been their starter the last number of years.
Blackwood was hurt too, I think, right?
But he's been the starter in New Jersey for years now. They need a goalie. Don't try to say like they have a goalie. They don't have a goalie.
He played 25 games this year, and his numbers were shit. His numbers was an 892 save percentage and a 339 goals against average. Mackenzie Blackwood is not the answer for the Devils.
You're right.
Okay?
They don't have a goalie. That's right. They do not have a goalie.
Oh my God.
They need a goalie.
Okay. The team I would not want to see him go to, though, to answer your question, is the Devils, right? You got Nico Hischier, who's taking a step forward. You've got Jack Hughes, who's taking a step forward. I know you're not a fan of him or Hischier, but I think both of them had played well. You're going to have a healthy, I'm blanking on his name. He's bounced around from every which team.
Hamilton.
Yeah, Dougie Hamilton. You're going to have a healthy Dougie Hamilton. Thank you for that. And right, if you get a Johnny Gaudreau, that's a team I'm worried about. I'm worried that they could find their way. I already think that they're a team that takes a step forward, and next year they're on the cusp or ready to maybe squeak away into a playoff spot. I firmly believe that.
And they get the second pick of the draft this year, too.
Yep, I firmly believe they're a team to watch out for. I think that the Devils going forward are going to be one of those teams to watch out for.
Yeah, for me, I'm just like, okay. I don't think the Devils are close. They seems like they have some pieces, but it seems like they're almost like a Picasso painting, just nothing kind of put together correctly. Everything's kind of, there's some jagged edges sticking out, some rough edges. I'm just not a super fan of the Devils in particular. I don't know. I just think Jersey is it's New Jersey. You know what I mean? And that's why I think about the Devils.
That's the wrong way to consider it. Just New Jersey.
I know it is. I mean, believe me, I know. And I think Hughes actually had a pretty good year this year, to be honest.
Austin Mercer is a guy, young guy. Think about how many young guys they have that are performing. That's more what I'm thinking about. And Luke Hughes didn't play at all for him. He was the fourth overall pick in last year's draft, right? Defenseman. They have other young defensemen that are coming and stepping into the role too. I'm just saying that's a team that I think to myself, oof.
I will say
about a team like the Devils going forward. I think they've hit on a lot of their draft picks, right? I'd say that Dawson Mercer is a good selection. I say Alexander Holtz is one of those guys I'm looking forward to next year that really takes a step forward. He will be playing in the lineup next year. He was a guy who was a 7th overall pick in 2020. He averaged a point a game in the AHL. Again, a guy who's got speed, a guy who's got quickness. He's a good player. Alexander Holtz is going to be fighting for a spot. Luke Hughes is going to be a guy trying to fight for a spot next year too. Played at the University of Michigan this last year. That's a team I'm worried about going forward. Maybe next year they don't have enough to take a jump to a playoff caliber team, but if you add a guy like Johnny Gaudreau, damn, they're dangerous. Goaltending is an issue, though, for them. Bernier's an okay goalie. He's not the answer, though.
Yeah, to me, they're the Devils, and I think Gaudreau would help them for certain, bring some veteran leadership there. But you're right. They're a couple of years away. I
think maybe one. Maybe they might squeak in next year if everything on the sun and the stars and the moon align. Maybe 2 years from now, they're a team that could be, hey, we're in a playoff discussion year in, year out. You look at the players they have to sign back. Now, they've got upcoming in cap space. They've got about $27 million in cap space. When you look at the Calgary Flames, they've got to sign back Andrew Mangiapane.
Kachuk.
Kachuk is going to be, Kachuk's going to want to get paid, and he should. Ryan Carpenter, if they want to bring him back. You've got Johnny Gaudreau, who would be on that list. You've got Trevor Lewis. You got Brett Ritchie. You got Kyle Yarncroc. you've got there. When you talk about defense, right? All of Oliver Kylington. You got Eric Gabranson if they want to bring him back. Michael Stone and Nikita Zadorov. They've
Yeah,
got a lot of players to sign back. I mean, like you think about it, Kachuk, how much you think Kachuk, are they going to take an approach to sign Kachuk back long term? Are they going to say, we want to pay you maybe less this year, buy out a year or so, a restricted free agency, and pay you and give you 8 years?
that's the route I would take because it brings him to age 32. And a guy who plays that style of play, you wonder how much past 32, how
He's
much
got
bang
less.
for your buck you're going to get after that. So I would, for him, 24 years old, 8-year deal. That's the guy I try to lock up. Mangiapane is another one.
He's going to get paid, Mangiapane. That's for certain.
But he's a restricted free agent. So, he's not going anywhere. I mean, that's why you have to, he's not going anywhere. Can you get him on a 3-year deal so he can take another kick at the free agency can in 3 years and maybe try to buy out a couple of years unrestricted free agency? I mean, that's what I think they'll try to do with him. I think Gaudreau's as good as gone.
They don't. I just look at it, right. They're not going to have the room to say, "Oh, let's offer Johnny Gaudreau a huge fat contract of $10 million when we need to sign Kachuk long term. We've got Mangiapane. We've got a whole bunch of these players to sign back." You think they want Zadorov to just to leave? I would say probably they would want him back.
Yeah, but he's a stay-at-home defenseman. I mean,
you need those.
Yeah, I know, but
you're playing the Sutter style of hockey, man.
Yeah, but he's not a top 4 guy. I mean, I just don't think he's a top 4 guy for them. I mean, I'm not saying they wouldn't want him back, but is he a top 4 guy? You don't want to overpay for those guys. The most important guy is Kachuk. He's the most important guy.
Yeah, I forgot Mangiapane played so well. 82 games played, 35 goals this year. Career high in goals, career high in assists, a career high season for him. Young, still 25. Maybe he's 26 now. He's 26 now. But he's a guy who really played well. Those guys are going to get paid. And maybe they're going to go after other people to try to fill that hole. Maybe they are going to be one of those teams that look for somebody on the secondary market like Nisutskin or Nichushkin. Or maybe they look at a guy like a Burakovsky or something like that to try to fill a hole. I mean, I just don't think they've got the capital and the space to ideally try to fit if they want to bring certain guys back. They got creative, yeah, sure, maybe, but I assume they're not. And hey, we need to restructure the way the team looks. I think that the way Suter had everything going is a good situation.
Yeah, like I said, for me, it's Kachuk, and then Mangiapane. Everything else falls into line after that. They have the money; they can sign whoever they want. But I think the sacrifice is Johnny Gaudreau. That's the sacrifice.
Brian J says there are no sidelines. Remember that for hockey.
Yeah, but you're not getting hit on every play either.
Hockey pucks hitting players. How often do hockey pucks hit a guy? Maybe a few times a game. If you're a defenseman, obviously you're going to get hit more often with pucks. But how often do pucks hit forwards? John P says here, good evening, gents. Rest in peace to Jalen Ferguson yesterday and Tony Saragusa. I saw that today. It's been a tough 2 days for the Ravens.
Yeah, Jalen Ferguson, I mean, 25, 26 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, just a shame. I mean, hopefully nothing, hopefully just natural causes. But how many people who are 26 years old die from natural causes?
NFL players die from natural causes. Not many.
Yeah, well. And Saragusa,
always been health, always been weight for him. And I mean, what, he's 50, 55 years old?
55.
Man, oh man. Tony Saragusa. Brian J says, I agree. We're going to have to overpay, but it's worth it. I think he's a guy you overpay for. And I don't understand why they're not interested. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't get it. Getting ready. Puck drop has occurred.
Yeah.
Start the second period.
Goon says, Johnny Hockey, Donnie Baseball, or Johnny Football? Who's Donnie Baseball?
Oh, my God.
What?
Don Mattingly.
Okay, I didn't know he was named Donnie Baseball.
Obviously.
Shit, Grump.
For me, it's Mattingly.
Well, come on.
It's Mattingly over Gaudreau and certainly Manziel.
Johnny Football, I think, is more well known.
Oh, I thought he was asking for who's the best player.
The best player, I'd say, if it's Don Mattingly, right? But I'm just saying, I feel like the most well-known was Johnny Football. Johnny Football. He was all over the news, all over the place. His parents tried to trademark that name or something like that, right?
Okay. You want to know why you think that Johnny Football? Most people don't know who Johnny Football is because he had
Bullshit.
one
Okay,
good year in
leave
college.
the comment section below. Would you rather say Donnie? I never even knew Donnie Baseball was Donnie Baseball.
It's because of your age. That's why. Because guess what? 10 years from now, no one's even going to know who Johnny Football was.
Really? You don't think so?
That's right. Because he had one good college year. That was it.
He had 2 good college years.
One. The year he won the Heisman.
Brian J says, pay him. And Matthew has said, the goalies Devils stink, and Bernier is meh. Yeah, I think Bernier is meh, and thought Blackwood was a starter. Bernier was going to win that spot if he was healthy. He played a lot better over the time period. They were both healthy. I thought he was going to win that spot. That's why they brought him in. Oh, voice crack. That's why they brought him in. Now, the second period is the one with the long chain. Oh, nice diving stop there by Colorado to prevent. Oh, Tampa with a few chances in closes, a few whacks there at Kemper. Again, the shot totals are in favor of Tampa Bay tonight, 17-4 in Tampa's favor. Tampa's done a great job of blocking shots from the perimeter and getting bodies in front and blocking those shots. They've done honestly, defensively, this has been a fantastic performance by them, marking men down low, having guys in the right spots and zones. They've done a good job.
This is how they wound up beating Toronto and how they beat the Rangers. And Florida's a little bit different, but same thing with Florida. You have to be able to play team defense.
Yeah.
Man, it just seems like that puck is just kind of laying there for somebody to pick up all the time. Doesn't it? I mean, is it me or?
I'd say Kanye the Giant says, what happened with the Brincat or the Brincat?
The
Brincat in Chicago. I'm surprised they want to move a guy like that.
I think it's because of the money that they're looking for a full rebuild again.
Man, oh man, they're in trouble. I tell you, nice little shot attempt there by Cale Makar. Gets a shot in close there, and Vasilevsky swallows it right into the crest. But yeah, Chicago is just Chicago. Yikes, man. Yikes. Chicago is one of those teams that
again, they're going to expect for a king's ransom for DeBrincat. He scored 40 goals.
He's fantastic. He's going to get paid big time.
He's not a big guy. He doesn't play a whole lot of defense, but he put the puck in the net. He's shifty.
That's what you were looking for from your forwards and top line guys. Put the puck in the net.
Man, I'll tell you what, Corey Perry. Think about a guy who was like the star of his team, MVP of the league, and how he, in the last number of years, I'm just going to be a grinder and a hard worker. How many guys are like that?
Willing to subjugate their game to play. We have a lot of guys like that.
That was a huge save right there by Vasilevsky.
Absolutely. DeBrincat also averaged like a point a game. 82 games played, 78 points.
What the hell? They're just letting them run into the goalies now? It's all right?
I'm telling you, they want to keep everything in the pocket is what it seems like here. Yeah,
well, you know what? As long as they don't call anything the whole game, I'm fine with it. Again, look at this. Who's that number 11? Cogliano,
isn't it?
I don't know. He made Hedman look like Chara out there. Just skated right around him.
I want to say 11 is Cogliano, but give me a sec.
Oh, penalty, and this is going to be against Tampa.
They should have been on the power play to start this to start this period, if you remember. Let's see here.
I mean, and it's Hedman going to the box. That's a huge loss. That's a huge loss.
Cogliano, number 11's Cogliano. That is a big loss for them.
He's the main defenseman on the penalty kill.
What's the penalty? He did run and collide with goalie. I got to see this penalty again.
Interference.
Oh, bullshit. It's one of those Jesus Christ. Interference penalty because he gets a little two-handed. My God. They've let everything else go. They let 6 men on the ice. No issue when it hits off of them. But that interference call, we got to make sure we call that one.
Yeah, here's the thing. They're letting so much go, and then they call that. Okay.
Here's the thing. It's pretty much a guaranteed goal. You got a 50-50 chance that Colorado puts this one in, and you look at look at how they've done. What they 5 for 10 on the power play so far. This
one save already for Vasilevsky.
Yeah, one save already is right. Colorado just their power plays hitting on all cylinders.
They just can't get Tampa. Just can't get there.
Tampa
just can't
Tampa's
get there.
penalty kill has not been fantastic either.
Gosh darn it! I mean, they just can't get to the spot. Get it out.
Paul tries to clear, but it's kept in.
Again, it's like, geez.
I wonder how many shots they're going to rack up on this power play opportunity. They were being drastically outshot this start of this period, 18 or 17-4.
I'll tell you one thing that Colorado is so good at is getting to the open spaces on the ice. As soon as somebody vacates a space, particularly on the power play, somebody jumps in there and, ready for an opportunity.
Nice job with
that
the
was
stop.
a nice play.
Not clear.
They can't get out of the zone again.
And look at this. They let him sit. They let freaking Landeskog sit right in front of the net.
Okay, what's they do? As soon as you zoom in on him,
one defenseman who was staying in fucking no man's land.
Okay, but here's the thing: as soon as you move away, that opens up a pass attempt.
There you go. Here it is. They gave Colorado a goal. They gave him an elite. That is a fucking poppycock type call. That is a weak fucking call. But it all starts with Tampa not being able to clear the freaking puck out of the zone.
Because Colorado gets to every puck.
Okay, no. They had the puck on their stick. The guy didn't clear the damn zone.
Because Colorado got to the puck.
He didn't get to
Colorado.
the puck.
Makar got the 3 pucks along the boards that should have been cleared. He gets there.
You got to flip the hell of the puck down the ice. You've got to clear it. You can't have weak clearances. Simple as that.
Yeah, well, like I said, they were 1 minute and 20 seconds.
McKinnon's stick or skate. I don't think he angled it in the net, though, so I think that's a good goal.
I don't think you –
That's a good goal.
Well, it bounced off. It bounced off of Tampa's skate. So
Sarnak going to the bench now. He's going to the locker room. Jesus Christ! Here's the thing. That was such a weak fucking call. That is such a weak call to give them the now Tampa, right? Or I'm sorry, Colorado 6 for 11 on the power play this postseason or this Stanley Cup Finals.
But
here it is again. Tampa not able to score on their power plays, unable to keep the goal out or the puck out of the net on the penalty kill. Simple.
They were a full 1 minute and 20 seconds in the offensive zone trying to kill that penalty.
6
with the same
5
guy.
kills out of 11 attempts is not fucking good enough. Yeah. I don't know how else to say that. I don't care if you're the best team in the world. You could have a team full of Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, and name whoever else you want out there. If you're giving up 6 goals on 11 power play attempts, you're not winning a lot of series. You have got to do a better job on special teams. Have to. They have freaking 1 goal on 13 attempts on the. Is that not a hook? And
that's a makeup call because it's absolutely interference.
That's a makeup call.
Honestly, you know what it should be? It should probably be a penalty shot.
It's a makeup call for the bullshit call they just gave away. But I'm like, that's what happens when you go. Oh, the guy goes ahead and flops down to the ground a little bit of 2-hand to the back. I'm like, ugh. So I don't think that's a call. That's a call in the regular season. That's never a call in the postseason, though. It's just the officiating and the lack of consistency. And what does a power play do for Tampa? They're 1 for 13 on the power play. They're not a team I feel too confident is going to score on a power play.
Well, here's the thing. When you're missing Braden Point, and that's where he does most of his damages on the power play. He's not playing.
Okay.
I mean, you
still have Hall of Fame Kucherov, Hall of Fame.
Who's hurt?
Hall of Fame Victor Hedman. Okay. You've got to do better than 1 for 13 on the power play if you're Tampa.
Well, what does Colorado do? Okay, but what does Colorado do? Their speed enables them to confront. They're able to press up front. They're able to press every time they go for the puck. There's a Colorado guy on them because of their team speed. They're able to do that, and then they're able to get right back in if they don't get it right away. I mean,
let's look at what their penalty kill stats are in the regular season. Let's
look in the playoffs because the playoffs is the only thing that matters. Regular season doesn't mean anything. It's playoffs.
In the playoffs, their penalty kill is at 79.58%. How can you explain? Right? Okay, not even 80%, and they've done a fantastic job. Tampa's 1 for 13 on the power play. That is not good enough. Tampa's penalty kill has done well up until this point, and they just have not done well against Colorado. I'll give Colorado credit, but shit, you've only killed 5 out of 11 attempts on the penalty kill over the last 4 games. That's not good enough. You've scored on 1 of 13 power play attempts. Not good enough.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
You gotta do better in the special teams department. If you're Tampa and you want to win, you have got to do better in the special teams department.
It's easier said than done.
Their power play percentage is the worst power play percentage, right? I'm sorry. Their power play percentage, they're sitting right now at 8.31% in the postseason. That's not good.
Okay, but like I said, they're missing Braden Point. He's huge on their power play. He's huge on the power play for them.
My mistake. I've got it mixed up. I'm sorry. Let me pull up their power play opportunities. Let me pull up the power play. I'm sorry, that's wrong, but let me pull up the correct. Tampa's power play is at 20.27%. And they're 1 for 13 in the power play.
Yeah, they're not great on the power play.
They've done well on the power play up until this mark. Colorado's penalty kill is not the best penalty kill in the league either. That's why I'm just kind of like, eh.
Like I said, missing Braden Point hurts them on the power play.
I'm not saying it doesn't, but people have to pick up the slack. I'm sorry. I mean, like, yeah. So you have got to find
power play. Their power play is way too stationary.
It's usually not like that. Usually
right.
It's usually a lot of quick passes. It's usually in control, but they've been right. Look at the formation they're running. They're running 3 high and 1 in the back. They're running almost an umbrella style. They're not running a box. They're running the umbrella. And Tampa's got 2 guys down low, unable to provide support for them, though. They're running the umbrella. And now they switch back to a box.
Look at how wide their box is, too. It's not a tight box.
I know. It's a wide box. And it just seems to be giving Tampa fits.
Well, because they can get to everything.
Okay. A wide box is not impervious to give, and a missed opportunity. Stamkos missed times the one-timer. A hard chance to execute on, but missed times the one-timer attempt and prevents a wide open opportunity.
Maybe you can wear them out. Keep them. They look on Colorado's defense looks a little tired right now.
Back to a box. I'm just saying, right? It's not like an umbrella or a wide box is completely impervious to giving up goals. But Tampa is going to be 1 for 14 on the power play. 4 games in. That's a problem.
That's not why
it's going to power play and give up every single opportunity or over every other opportunity on the penalty kill. Not good enough. Sorry, I won't say that anymore. I'm sure I beat the hell out of that horse. Brian Shea said, and the Islanders in the basement with 40-year-old players. When I watch this series, you're right, Grumpy. I get that feeling we are far away. Tampa and Colorado are light years ahead of the Islanders, the way they're currently constructed, man.
Yeah.
Drew L said, what's your thoughts on the Jeremy Grant trade, Grump?
I could care less. It's what? Portland, Detroit? Who cares? It means nothing.
Christ almighty, fair enough.
He's an okay player.
It was a trade for a 2025 first-round pick.
It's like, no, they gave him away. Nothing.
I was about to say, it was pretty much a giveaways, right?
Probably lottery protected in some way.
And Colorado Avalanche kill off another power play. Another Tampa power play.
That penalty's been killed off for the last minute. Thanks for playing. It's
official, though, Grump.
It was official a minute ago as well.
Grumpy. John P says, "Oh, good evening." Oh, look at John P's YouTube. Look at that, Grumpy. That's a young John P. Look at that.
Wow. Man, oh man.
The young John.
I bet you fill that hat out better now.
Why did you say that?
Hat looks mighty big on his head. That's all I'm saying.
Avalon A says Kylington would be a great candidate for the Islanders.
He's a restricted free agent. He's not going anywhere.
Yep.
They're not going to.
Colorado throwing the hits on Sergachev. They're throwing the body around. Landeskog throwing the body around.
I wouldn't mind seeing that referee get trucked.
I still can't believe they didn't call the 6 men on the ice. That was blatant and clear as day. hit off the guy's skate as you still had him clearing off the ice. That is a 6-man on the ice every which way. It would start off the period on the power play. You wouldn't have given up that the penalty.
Huge save by Vasilevsky.
Okay, dude. It was a low glove side shot. It was a nice save.
It wasn't a glove side shot. He kicked out the leg to make the save on McKinnon. That was a really good save.
Dude, it's like every save he makes is a great save.
Not everyone. Certain ones are really big.
They've got 12. They've had 12 shots on target. 12
and
shots.
He probably made about 6.
He's made 11 great saves. Isn't that right?
He made about 6 that have been stellar.
Oh my God. Your love and infatuation. I can't wait to hear more about how great Cale Makar is. I just want to hear about it when he's on the bench, how he's providing coaching to his teammates. As a Norris
like a borderline trip. Get up.
You gotta get an odd man break coming the other way. They're throwing the body around. Colorado's doing a good job throwing the body, finishing checks. And a bad turnover there by Tampa. I tell you, second period's been more back and forth, which is good to see. Kanye the Giant says here, I'm positive Ovechkin will break the goal record. He just needs to score 28.75 goals a year for the next 4 years. And he just had 50 goals last season.
Well, it all depends on, I mean, he's going to have to keep his play up. I mean, they're not going to Josh Bailey him and just let him.
He's going to. Holy! No! That's a weak goal by Kemper. Holy shit. That's one he wants back. A backhander on
cross body. Those cross body shots are so, and here's the thing. I'm going to defend the goalie a little bit. You're coming this way. You're going back across the grain. They're tough sometimes. Let's see it.
Makes up for the penalty. Makes up for the penalty right there.
You watch him.
He takes it from his own blue line, and look at that. Look how easy they allow the zone entry. That shot literally comes from the dot. Look how easy they allow that zone entry. What?
I mean, just far side. You're looking short side. You get beat far side.
You have got to make that save, man. You've got to make that save. You have got to make that save. I'm sorry. Got to.
That's a big goal for Tampa right there because
look how easy they allowed the zone entry, though. Holy shit, though. He's got to make. I watch it over and over again. That is such a weak goal. He's got to do better than that, Kemper. My God. And just like that, where it was like back and forth, right? Where I think, okay, this is going to be a 1-1 tie for a while. Victor Hedman just throws the puck towards the net with a weak backhand shot, but finds a good spot, and he's able to pick the spot against Kemper and score.
He drew the penalty that even though they didn't score on it, maybe kind of set the tone a little bit, and then he scores the go-ahead goal.
Yeah, that's right. He was originally penalized, and that gave up the goal. Then he draws the penalty in the offensive zone, and it goes ahead and gives him the power play. Then he scores the goal, is right, Grumpy. So hey, he's done more than make contrition for his mistake, Grump.
Looked like that was deflected off of Johnson's stick.
Okay, gotcha. I didn't see an angle. I'm on.
So maybe he got a little flutter. I agree. Here's the thing. You're not expecting that shot to beat you far side. You see him driving down. You're making sure you're covering that short side. It's just so hard when you're sliding one way and the puck's going the other way. Sometimes it's tough. I'm not saying he shouldn't have stopped that, but it was just one of those, just seeing eye pucks.
John M says, boys, if we don't make a move at the draft, shedding players' salaries, we will not be picking up free agents. Status quo with the Jags. That would be the worst case scenario. Status quo with the Jags would be the absolute worst case scenario.
Is that not a fireable offense for the GM?
Okay, if you don't make, we talked about it. There are drastic moves that have to be made this offseason. If you don't do it, you have got to go. He's got to be canned on the spot.
He's been GM for 5 years, and he has never made a move in the offseason. Made a couple of trade deadline trades. That's it.
He did make one trade for Matt Martin during the offseason. I think that's the only offseason trade he's ever made for the Islanders, that is.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I
am optimistic he's going to make moves, and I guess I'm cautiously optimistic he's going to make the right moves.
I mean, here's the thing. We're going to find out in the next week and a half, right?
Yes.
2 weeks.
Dude, I can't wait for the draft. What we'll do next Wednesday, I feel like that's going to be a draft special. We're covering the draft live, Grump. I do know that much. Day one and all of the next day. I don't know.
Two.
I got to see if I can get
not doing day 2.
Yeah, Grumpy, I'm excited. I'm excited for day 2. I have boned up on guys I want and players I'm interested in.
That's like 11-8.
Yeah. Yeah, 9 hours.
Okay.
Woo!
I mean, that means you'd have to go to the bathroom 45 times.
If we're doing a 9-hour long podcast and I usually go in the bathroom every 1.3 hours, how many times will I have to use the bathroom? A little math.
Sometimes you go every 15 minutes.
Well, we're taking the average. So
I know, for instance, because I have to carry the show, means I don't get to go to the bathroom for 9 hours.
Kanye the Giant says also his contract is up when he's 40. If he's close, I think he'll sign another year or two. About is that Corey Perry he's talking about?
No, he's talking about.
I'm sorry, Ovechkin. I'm sorry, still Ovechkin. Saragusa had those weight issues. So sad.
Yeah, we don't know. Nothing's been released on why. Oh, nice move by Landeskog.
That was a great move. Nice move is right.
But again, there's that puck.
What's the
and
call?
They got a penalty.
See what I mean? See the tap on the wrist here. They're gonna now over penalize in the second period. This is exactly what I mean. It all starts with that freaking cross check or interference penalty, and now it worked its way into a tap on the stick. Jesus Christ, a tap on the stick against Hedman, and now another.
But it's because Landeskog makes that move.
There shouldn't have been a penalty.
I'm sorry. Oh,
that's sometimes not even called in the regular season. We're calling that in the postseason. They get into this mentality. And okay, now can we get Colorado? Maybe they won't score in this to keep the 50%.
I don't know.
They're like 6 or 11.
They move the puck so well. It's hard. It's hard.
At one point in time, right? You got to occasionally stop the power play.
Yeah, well, they get to every puck. Why did
they score 50% over the regular season, Grumpus? They're so freaking fantastic.
Because they're taking off during the regular season.
Why are only 30% in the postseason when they're hitting over 55 or hitting over?
Because power plays get hot too, where they just can't be stopped. Like I said, I remember the Islanders scoring like a 40% clip in the Stanley Cup in 1980. They didn't do that in the regular season, but they did in the playoffs, particularly against the Flyers.
Colorado scored over a 53% clip in the finals.
Well, they're scoring at a 50% clip. They're 6 for 12.
Oh, they're 6 for 12? I thought it was 6 for 11.
6 for 12.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But the whole thing is sometimes you just get hot like that. I mean, right now, Colorado's power play is on fire. And like I said, they get to every single puck.
Tampa has the last change and they're unable to win the fucking.
Doesn't matter. They got 5-on-4.
You can't win a face-off? Grump, stop. It's not because they're so fast they win every face-off, too. You get the last.
Colorado gets to every single puck. They get to every single
face-off occasionally.
You can say whatever you want. They get to every single puck.
Oh, Jesus Christ, stop. Wow, they didn't get to that one, Grump, and they got a clearance.
No, it was deflected out of the zone because they did
get that loose puck, Grump. Wow.
I mean, do you even pay attention to what goes on your phone? I'm
going to piss you off right now because you just
look at you because you're so, I mean, honestly, you don't pay any attention. You think that, oh, well, look, he did that in the regular season, so why is he able to do it in the playoffs? Because teams go through what a save.
That was a great save. That was a great save.
That one on Makar was great.
What I'm complaining about is the fact that Tampa
again, he just walks right in
on the power play and the penalty kill this series.
My gosh, it looks like a Mike game. They're gassed. They're getting.
You've only been out there for a minute? Were they able to get a change on that second clearance?
Look at that move!
Holy crap! What a move by McKinnon. He's fantastic. He's fantastic.
See if they can somehow get out of this. Big save.
Alrighty, they're going to kill the penalty. They're going to kill their penalty right here. Here we go.
You never know.
They can keep up in 4 seconds.
They can score in 4 seconds.
And this is a Mets town, says Brian J.
Oh no, I disagree. New York is not a Mets town.
That's a great save, great blocker save.
The only time it's a Mets town is when the Yankees really suck and the Mets are really good. Otherwise, it's a Yankees town. Queens is a Mets city most of the time. But everywhere else is Yankees.
Sarnak is back out there on the ice. Came back from the bench just to give an update on that as well. Matthew S. says team lacks enough pop in the lineup. We're talking about the Mets. Ron J also says, you think they go after a power hitter? And the Tampa Bay Lightning officially kill off the power play.
I don't know if the Mets go after a power hitter or not. Do they really need one? I mean, you got Alonso. The one thing you don't want to be is the Yankees. I know the Yankees are winning, but it's like everybody's a home run hitter. In the playoffs,
an injury today too.
Who did? I'm sorry.
Plenty. What?
Who did?
Carlos Carrasco left with an injury today.
Yeah.
Not sure what the injury was, but I saw he left.
I think it was a lower back tightness or something like that.
Injuries, man. Injuries for Mets pitching always just
yeah, but
the issue.
Scherzer's going to be back in the next week.
DeGrom's supposed to be back in the next few weeks too.
Yeah, but I bet DeGrom comes back after the All-Star break.
Okay.
He's going to have to go.
The All-Star break is what? 2 weeks from now? 3 weeks from now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Right now they could use a try there and need another reliever. Need a starter. They've got starters, but they just need to get healthy.
I'm not worried about the starters. They will, once they get healthy, they'll be fine. Their starting pitching will be fine. Bassett was a big pickup for them. Really good.
Injured for a bit now.
I mean, Walker is serviceable.
I like Taijuan Walker. You always know
you do. He's serviceable. I mean, on the Mets, when everything is going well, he's like what, your number 5 starter, 6 starter?
Number 4 or 5. I mean, and late
he's
in the
not 4. He's absolutely not 4. Absolutely not 4. You got DeGrom, Scherzer, Carrasco, and who's the other guy I just mentioned?
Taijuan Walker's ERA is at 2.88 right
I don't care what it is. He's not the answer. In a big game, you're not rolling him out.
You do not give Taijuan Walker enough credit. Simple as that. Simple.
Just look at what he's done his whole career. He's just a ham and egger journeyman. He's a number 4 or 5 starter. That's what he is.
That's what I say. He's a number 4 starter.
And the Mets, he's a number 5.
Oh, stop.
5.
He's playing well this year. And I'm
Bassett is number 4. He's number 5 right now. Matter of fact, I think Peterson's better than he is. I like Peterson better than Walker. Walker's hurt all the time, too. He's a walking injury, too.
Sal P said, I love you, TJ, but I don't understand why you think the penalty call on Hedman was terrible. He clearly cross-checked the Avalanche player in the lower back. It looked pretty bad to me. Maybe you would have seen it if you hadn't been watching on a large LED TV, says Sal P.
If you had been watching on it, as opposed to a freaking cell phone.
Here's
you
the
can't
thing.
see anything on the cell phone.
They did so much cross-checking. Okay.
I just love how you are able to determine
to start calling it.
Okay. I just like how you're able to determine strong goals from weak goals. Bang bang in hockey, which is, I mean, you really got to be.
It was a cross check. Here's the issue I've got. They don't call the 6 men on the blatant 6 men on the ice in the end of the first period, and they don't call the trip that happened right before the 6 men on the ice. Is because we're just trying to get to the end of the period, and then the cross check. It was a cross check, and now we start getting these ticky tack. We're putting a stick on the hands call. That shit's never a call in the postseason. Always is in a regular season, but it's just like discerning what a postseason call is and a regular season call.
What a nice little pass that just missed for Colorado.
Sorelli misses up wide. Nice shot, though. James F. says, Grumpy, the Yanks not looking good versus the Rays. Left base is loaded twice in the game. Can the Yankees trade Joey Gallo for Josh Bailey?
Joey Gallo.
We have the cap to fit Joey Gallo in there.
I hate Joey Gallo. He's like Josh Bailey, honestly.
Sean Zarnak still struggling to skate, by the way. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, he's hurt. They got a lot of injuries on this team.
That
could be part of the reason why Colorado looks so fast and is able to get these pucks, because their guys are limited. They're banged up. Tampa Bay's absolutely banged up. You can tell. Come on, ref. Drop the puck, you useless piece of shit. It's not about you, asshole. Just drop it. I hate when just drop the puck, shithead. Just drop it. Just drop the damn puck. That drives me crazy. I swear, in the olden days, they never had a fall. They drop the puck. Let's go. Bam. Again, I'm going to say the same thing here. If Tampa Bay can somehow manage to get a goal here before the end of the second, you got to feel good for their chances. If it's a 1-goal game and get one to third, anything can happen. Oh, and they just Colorado just comes in waves. I know they don't think about playing much defense, but man, oh man, they're
So
offense.
sick and tired of hearing you talk about how fantastic Colorado is every single minute you get a chance to.
Yeah, it's just
I
again, it looks like
acknowledge they're good, but when they make a hideous defensive mistake and the goalie lets one in, like, oh, it looks like that one maybe was deflected there.
another big save by Vasilevsky.
Yeah.
They just ice it. Just ice it.
That's not
Can
a
he
nice.
oh, okay, he didn't make it. Well, they just throwing it out.
Yeah, get a change.
There's my boy Hagel.
Yeah, freaking Hagel. And a shitty turnover there by Colorado. I mean, like, in the defensive end, right, you put pressure on them. They're not fantastic.
You know what almost makes you wonder, how would the Rangers have fared against Colorado?
Miserably bad.
Well, I don't know, because the Rangers Tampa Bay hasn't really generated a whole lot of offense. Hedman again.
Dude, Hedman's joining up to tackle.
Oh,
almost scores from an odd angle, almost bounces it in off the pads of Kemper.
I tell you what, it makes you think, boy, what if that puck hadn't bounced off of Kemper's pad and somehow, or back of his pants, and somehow managed to go into the net, as opposed to somehow changing direction.
My God, look at that! Look at how on position he is. He bites on this opportunity. Just look at this. Look at Victor Hedman joining up more there, but man, it took him a while to get post to post right there for Kemper. My gosh, he's the weak link of that team. There's no doubt in my mind. That is the weakest. I mean, like, the defense, right, makes some boneheaded mistakes in their own zone. The goaltending is the weakest issue and the weakest thing on that team.
And you want to know the best thing? He's way better than Jonathan Bernier. Way better.
Why don't you just call him the same? Anyway, Ariel C said, I got roasted on Twitter yesterday because people were upset that Sorokin maybe didn't get any votes for Vezina.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I was about to say. I mean, like,
Ariel, don't worry about those jerks.
Does it shock me that he didn't get any votes for Vezina? No. I mean,
so he got no votes for Vezina at all?
Let me try to pull it up here. I'm not sure here.
I mean, because I know there's a lot of votes out there, aren't there? Oh. God, somehow they still managed to keep it in, Manson.
Yeah, no, he didn't get any votes for Vezina.
What were the votes? Who were the votes? How many votes were there?
Oh. A sec.
That looks like a bad change. Nice poke check by Stamkos. I'll tell you what, Stamkos, I mean, when he came into the league, he didn't play much defense.
He really got votes. I'm sorry, he got votes. And Ariel was upset that he got votes, perhaps. I'll pop him up here on screen.
Ugh. Maroon.
So here the voting. This is what the voting looked like. Shesterkin won, as he should have. Markstrom second. UC Saros third.
I can't believe he came in third.
Vasilevsky 5. Ilya Sorokin was 6. He had 1 first place vote, 1 second, and 3 third.
And Tristan Jarry got a vote from one of the Islander press members.
Oh my goodness gracious! He almost finds a way to sneak that in.
Got to try to get one here. If you're Tampa Bay, you got to be able to get one. Try to get one here in West.
Colorado's been out there for quite a long
time. Get there.
There's no reason that Tampa shouldn't be getting loose pucks with fresh legs like this out here.
Well, they get it. They're getting the puck now because they've had them out there for 2 minutes.
Manson's out there for 2 minutes and 15 seconds. They're showing everybody else. McCarr out there for 1 minute and 44. Oh, that's borderline. Ooh, okay.
Get there. Get to it.
Newhook 1 minute and 20. Conifer 1 minute and 30. And they clear the zone.
Well, it's okay. Can they get there for change?
They did get one guy off.
One guy. It wasn't Manson.
Manson's still out there for almost 3 minutes on this shift. 2 minutes and 43 seconds.
He's been on the ice more time than Charlie Manson served time in prison.
Before the death chair.
No, he didn't get the death.
He didn't get the
death. Nope.
And they got another guy off, another 2 guys off. Maybe Colorado did. Manson's still out there. 3 minutes on the shift.
Get a goal here, Tampa. This is where you really got to.
Oh my God! An odd man break, maybe. Oh,
Hagel, you piece of shit! Get it back in.
Oh, Tampa's got an injury.
offside.
Sorelli now.
Sorelli again.
Right. Holy shit. He threw his glove off going right to the damn.
I'd like to see what happened, what made him go off.
I'm about to say, I'm sure they're going to show us the replay. I'm on Sportsnet. You're on CBC. Okay, hold on. They're showing us Sorelli. Let's see. Oh, he got. Oh shit. I think he may. He's shoulder.
Oh no, maybe he got a little blade to the arm or something.
He got tripped by Devon Taves. No call. It's just shoulder of the arm. I mean, that's a trip by Devon Taves that caused that. Zoop. Well, or maybe trip by.
Stitch him up and get him back out there.
I don't think that's a stitch, brother. I think he's holding his shoulder immediately.
It looked like he was holding his bicep.
He's holding here, but I think he's trying to keep his shoulder in place or trying to keep his shoulder intact because he maybe dislocated or something. This is a non-doctor show. So, but yes, so Ariel was obviously upset that Sorokin. Honestly, I could have seen
people were upset that Sorokin got any. She said any.
Votes. She was upset. Okay, gotcha. People online were upset that Sorokin got votes. Why the hell are people upset online that Sorokin got votes?
Because they're probably Ranger fans.
Who gives a shit? It's all the way at the bottom. I don't even understand why they get upset that he got votes. Goal. Yeah, Matthew S. saying, what an awful goal, and that's so bad. Brian J. saying, terrible goal. Absolutely. And Matthew S. saying, you can't get beat bat hand like that for certain. John P. says, laughing out loud, grumpy old man, that hat was textbook Air Force regulations, 35-10. Otherwise, they wouldn't allow the photo to be taken. We used to call that hat
bus driver cap. Yeah.
Think of Jackie Gleason.
It was, yeah. See, John, I just look at John now. He's just so dignified. Not that he didn't look great in that picture too, but he was a kid. I'm surprised he even has that photo, honestly. But just look at him now. He's like the resident
grump.
He's like the resident emeritus of the Islanders Never Say Die podcast and the TJ the Grumpy Old Man show.
I think Sorelli may have a serious injury. That's a big loss.
I think he took a skate blade to the arm, to the bicep.
Okay. Okay. That's it. Yeah, can't compete like that. Ariel C says, Grump, who do you want to win the cup?
I guess, with the longer it goes on, I'm kind of rooting for Tampa a little bit.
Oh, Captain Flip Flop.
Oh, what a save at the buzzer by Kemper on Colton.
Damn it. I got distracted.
Man, you got to put that one in. That's a backbreaker if he scores there. That's a backbreaker.
Oh, it's like, what is it? Like giving up a goal in the last second or so?
Yeah.
Look how lazy.
Oh, he just missed.
Holy shit. Yeah, he's like, damn it. I should have
Coltoned it. Not strong enough on the bottom hand. Who is that? That's Josh Bailey all over.
Oh, gosh.
Not strong enough on the bottom hand.
He said, by the way, I was 18 years old in that photo.
Man, so that was like, wow, like a long, long time ago. I'm surprised they even had color back then, John.
Ariel C said, who do you want us to pick at 13, TJ? I think there's going to be a player who drops. I'm not sure, right? If Lambert drops because he has poor season this year, right? I'm all over him. If a guy like Pavel Minyukov is there, I'm all over the defenseman, even though Grumpy doesn't want it. That's the only defenseman, right, that I think that could tangibly fall to us. I don't want a Korchinski. I don't want, I think that in that range, that's the guy I want.
I want a forward who can skate. Skill forward who can skate.
That's what I say. A guy like Brad Lambert is a guy like that. So, if he falls to us, I'd be all for that. But I think there will be somebody who falls, and we'll kind of break down who we think tangibly could slip. That's why I'm opposed to trading the pick before draft day. There always is a situation where a guy like a Matt Barzal could slip to you, or somebody falls to you, and you want to be there to pick that guy. James F said, "Why can't wait for the draft, TJ? We're giving up the first round pick." I hope not. I hope not, man. Oh, that'd be awful.
It makes for a miserable show. The draft is just, it's not even worth doing.
Can you imagine if we
get trades out of the first round? It's like,
that's it. We're done. Time to jump off. Oh God, dude. We could just lambaste the hell out of everything if that would be the case, man, because that would be I've been bad, Grumpy. Give away the first round pick unless we get a huge return back. And again, like I don't foresee that. Based off of the trades that we've done in the past, we haven't been gathering great assets when we trade away draft capital. John P said, check your messenger, Grumpy. Here, this is from.
No,
John.
he said TJ. He knows he's not. He knows I don't have anything like that.
I'm just showing you. This is what it is.
Woo! Look at John. Man, oh man, sharp. So, what kind of airman was he? Looking at that, the sergeant, maybe. I don't know what that was. A lot of medals.
It is. I'm looking at a comment. The reason I'm chuckling, I'm looking at a comment. The next comment, Grump.
Okay.
There was a lot of medals. Kanye the Giant said, sorry for this, TJ. But with Chicago in full rebuild, we should offer Anders Lee for Patrick Kane. No way they turned it down. Kanye the Giant.
That's right, Kanye.
I'm going to get your ass, Kanye. I'm going to get you. Brian J said, I wish my team could develop talent like Colorado.
What I mean, okay, I realize they have a lot of, and really, you think about it, for me, it's win or nothing for Colorado. They have so many unrestricted free agents that are going to get paid. They still have their core, but their GM is going to have to do Sakic is going to have to do a lot of work this offseason.
Yeah.
To me, this is it for them. They pushed all their chips to the middle, and it's all or nothing for them. Maybe that's why I'm rooting for Tampa Bay too.
Hold on, why you're rooting for Tampa Bay though? Yeah, look at that.
Now I'm kind of rooting for it. The longer the series goes, I just look at them. I just look at them, and I see they're outmatched. To me, they're the underdog without a doubt.
God Almighty, Tampa's the underdog after winning 2 cups in a row.
Yeah, but Colorado.
I have seen it all.
Colorado's a better team right now. They just are, but. You see the grit and determination from Tampa. It's what makes you love the Islanders, isn't it? They don't quit. They don't give up. They're just everything. They're fighting everything tooth and nail. I mean, come on. It looks like they're just battling to survive all the time.
And now they're competing on our territory. Again, as I've said, I'm rooting for Colorado. I'm rooting against Tampa. Here's the thing, though. With Tampa, right, it's kind of like a bag of mixed tricks. Because the way I look at this, if Tampa wins, right? I think they what?
Mixed tricks?
Yes, mixed.
Isn't it like a bag of mixed nuts?
Bag of mixed anything. Doesn't matter.
Mixed tricks.
Yeah, mixed tricks. Anyway, I'll tell you why. So I don't like them winning, but I also do like them winning at the same time, right? Tampa wins. I think they intrude on our territory of 4 cups in a row. I've said it before. I think 3 cups in the salary cap era is is tougher to accomplish than 4 cups before the salary cap era. I've said that before. That also being said, we're witnessing something that we might not see again for a long time. We've seen a lot of teams win 2 in a row, right? We've seen the Blackhawks. We've seen teams win 2 in a row. We've seen some teams win 3 in 4 or 5 years. We don't see teams winning 3 cups in a row in the salary cap era like that. If they were to do it, it'd be the first time we'd see it in quite some time. And who knows if they're able to do it. It's a tough ask in the salary cap era. So, I'd be upset because they intrude on our territory a bit, but witnessing something that we don't see that often is special. So I can admit that. But if I'm pulling for a team, probably Colorado. Ariel C says, I love Barzal, but I do wish he would take the next step forward and play like McKinnon. I'm not sure he can ever be like McKinnon, but I hope he does take the next step forward too.
Yeah. I mean, McKinnon is one of the top 2-3 players in the league?
A top 5, top 10,
Okay. I mean, I think it's him. I think he's better than Draisaitl. I don't. Yeah, I love Nathan McKinnon. I think he's great.
He's good. He's really good. He's not better. He's not better than he's not better than McDavid. Okay. You think he's right under McDavid? McKinnon is.
Yeah. Okay. I'd take him on my team in a second.
I'm not even sure that got deflected. I watched that replay again by Hedman. That didn't get deflected. I don't think. He just missed it. Grump, the Mets don't have DeGrom and Scherzer, and they're in first. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. When they get those guys back, that's why I'm not so worried about getting a power hitter. I mean, it's not like it's not like every game is 1-0, 2-1. They're scoring runs. And I like the way their team is constructed better than the Yankees. I'm a Yankees fan. I like the way the Mets team is constructed. Marte, Escobar, Lindor. I mean, Lindor's having, I want to say quietly a great season.
He's quietly having a good season.
I mean, his batting average is for shit. but
as it has been the last few years.
But I tell you what, he's clutch. I mean, he's all accountable stats. He's right up there at the top of the league, playing really, really well. Like I said, I love the way the Mets put together. Just do. And once they get Scherzer, who's I think will be back next week, and then DeGrom, holy crap. I mean, you've been pitching without your two best pitchers, two of the top 5 pitchers in the league for the majority of the year. And here's the thing, when DeGrom comes back, he's gonna perform. I hope he does. He's on my fantasy team. I've been keeping him stashed on the disabled list the whole year.
It's the injury list, Grump.
Whatever. He's hurt. So
here's the thing. I'm thinking, wow, that was a good save and close there. McKinnon shot there and close. Here's the thing, Grump. The Mets have had their third best pitcher pitching for quite a while. Taijuan Walker is healthy. He's still throwing Grumpy, so don't have to worry about that. Only slightly behind DeGrom and Scherzer, but Taijuan Walker, fantastic, Grump, number 3. John P. also says, Grumpy Old Man, Queens and Long Island are Mets, Jets, Islanders majority.
Yeah, and it's always the same teams. Mets, Jets, and Islanders. Yankees, Giants, and even the Knicks back then. It was Rangers, Giants, Yankees, Knicks, and it was Nets, Jets, Mets, and Islanders.
Brian J. said he's a decent 4 or 5 starter.
He's number 5. On the Mets, when everybody, and he might even be a 6 because I like Peterson better than Walker. But okay, let's say they're interchangeable. They are 5 and 6 on that team. Bassett, Carrasco, DeGrom, and Scherzer. Those are your top 4.
I like Walker.
And here's the thing. Come playoff time, he's long relief in a blowout. That's the only time you're going to see him. He's going to be sitting chewing his sunflower seeds and spitting.
I like Taijuan Walker better than Carrasco. Simple.
Really?
Yes.
Nobody else in the league does.
Don't care.
And guess who else doesn't? The Mets.
Okay. Fair enough. Brian J. says, our team sucks so bad, we think everything is good with an offensive team. Talking about the Islanders, Crump.
True.
James S. says, tomorrow's NBA draft, guys. Very true. Is. We'll be going live during the NBA draft. And he got a few votes. And holy shit, what a save. Kanye the Giant says, guys, when is the movie podcast coming? TJ, we got to educate you. Don't even know who Stanley Kubrick is.
He didn't even know who Francis Ford Coppola was. He didn't even. Okay, Stanley Kubrick has been dead for 20 years. Okay. He didn't even know who Francis Ford Coppola was. Have you ever heard of Martin Scorsese?
I've heard of him, but I don't know what I
thought that's a layup. Honestly, I thought that was a layup for you.
Is he the one who does high anxiety? Is he the one who does Birds?
That's Mel Brooks. That's Mel Brooks. I know you don't know him either. No, Martin Scorsese. Never heard of him?
No. I've heard of him. I've heard of his name. I don't know what he does. I know he's a director.
He's a director, yeah. Just think of a great movie in the last 20 years. Anything.
Shrek.
All right. Yeah, see, he doesn't even know. Not only does he not know Kubrick, have you ever heard of Steven Spielberg?
I've heard of Steven Spielberg.
Name a movie that he's directed.
Schindler's List.
Okay, very good. Any other one? Name another.
Spielberg's done a whole bunch of movies.
Yeah, don't look it up now. Stop trying
I'm not looking it up. My hands are here. I'm not looking it up.
Okay, Schindler's List. And I know why he directed Schindler's List, by
Schindler's List. Spielberg. He's done a lot of good movies.
Yeah, he has. Name one other than Schindler's List. Here's the thing. I'm astounded that you even picked Schindler's List because there's so many other that were way more popular than Schindler's List.
I know Ken Lucas. I know he's done quite a few films.
Ken
Wars.
Lucas?
George Lucas.
George Lucas. Do you know what he's done?
Star Wars.
Star Wars. There you go.
I know he doesn't. He's done that one. Anyway, moving along. Ariel C says here, would you trade the 13th overall pick and Bavilier for Jake Chikrin?
No. Bailey. If I'm giving up the 13th pick, I'm giving up Bailey. You got to take Bailey back and something else. Some other piece of trash off of my roster to make that work. Here's the thing. They were asking for the moon and the sun for Chikrin. That's why he didn't get moved at the deadline. Until they drop their demand for him, he's going to stay there. That's what's going to happen. They were asking for way too much for him. Way too much.
I think he's more of an off-season acquisition more than a deadline acquisition. I think he has more value in the off-season when teams are looking to structure their the way they want to go going forward. He's got 2 years left at like $4 million per. He's very affordable. Maybe it's 3 years left at $4 million.
I think he's got 3 years left.
He's more of I think he's got more value in the offseason when teams are trying to structure and you got a new coach in or you got new general manager when they say, okay, who's the guy? This guy could be the guy. I think he's always had more value in the offseason than he does in a regular season.
Yeah, I agree.
My opinion. Milo Brownie says here, Grump, if you're head coach and Lou makes no moves with what we have, who are your top defensive pairing and top two lines?
Well, you don't have two defensive pairings. You only have 1.5. But the first thing I'm doing for defensive pairings, I'm putting Dobson with Pelech, and I'm giving them 25 minutes a night. Pulock, they will bring in another left-handed defenseman. They absolutely will. We don't know who it is yet, but that's who I put with Pulock. And then my bottom pairing would probably be, depending on who gets moved, Mayfield and Salo. That's what I'm doing. And Salo gets his minutes cut. I mean, even if I have to play Pelech and whoever the other left shot defenseman is more, that's what I would do. But I feel we are going to get a top 4 left-handed defenseman. That's the one thing I think we will do. Now, our top two lines, I mean, you got Matt Barzal. Second line should be Nelson with Lee and I guess the F- on the other side. And Barzal, I would still put Beauvillier out there and try to acquire somebody else. I mean, if you don't have anybody, you're just asking for a repeat of last season. That's all you're asking for.
A comment here from Gungun saying here, gentlemen, when did the Howard Stern show jump the shark? When Jackie the Joke Man left or when Artie Lang left?
I want to say almost as soon as he went to Sirius. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I liked Jackie on that show. I mean, Artie was good too, but I liked Jackie on that show. I liked, the earlier years when he was on NBC and then when he was on, I forget what station he was on, the FM station. But I mean, when he went to Sirius, I mean, I didn't have Sirius right away, but you even see some of the stuff. It's like, yeah, it's just not the same. It's a young man's game. Comedy's a young man's game. I mean, Robin looks like shit. I mean, she's got to be 60s, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Gary, I don't know what the hell he's doing. I mean, and Howard just looks like, he's, kind of old. I mean, more power to him. But still, I liked it when Jackie was there. Is Fred even there anymore? I don't even know if Fred's there anymore.
Matthew S. said, come on, Grump. Tampa? Ariel C says, I'm rooting for Tampa too, Grumpy. Something so special about winning 3 cups in a row in this era. Yeah. I'm kind of conflicted. John M. says
they won't win a 4th. If they win this year, there's no way they win a 4th.
Tampa gave 2 first-round picks and a prospect for that piece of shit Hagel. So overrated. Best trade in Hawks history. They fleeced Tampa. Absolutely. I think so too.
100% agree.
Matthew S. said about their Tampa, rooting for Tampa. Thumbs down.
But here's the thing about Tampa, though, right? You're thinking about it. They've been all in for the Cup the last 3 years. They have nothing to rebuild with. Absolutely nothing. And when these guys age out, they're going right to the bottom. Right to the bottom. Kind of like the Islanders.
Almighty. John P says the Mets need another quality reliever. Absolutely. And then Lindor hasn't been consistent enough.
I don't know. He's putting up big. I mean, I don't know. It seems like he's pretty good in the clutch.
Got a comment here from Brett W saying here, I'm from Queens, Yankee, Islander, Giants fan. And Kanye the Giant says, Grump, do you like the Alien films? Disney owns Alien. Now I worry that what they're going to do with it.
I remember seeing Alien in movie theaters and as well as Aliens. And actually Aliens 3. I did not watch Aliens Resurrection in the movie theaters, but the first 3 I did. Matter of fact, I could tell you the theaters where I saw them. The first one was great. The second one was great. To me, the first one holds up better than the second one if you look at it now. But at the time, I'm like, man, I really like the second one better. But now, years out, gosh, you're talking about those movies are like over 40 years old too. And I think the first one is by far the best, where 10, 15 years ago, I would have said the second one, but it's the first one's the best.
Drill said, Grump, thanks for the meme more.
And to the second part, Disney will absolutely ruin that movie. Just leave it alone. Don't touch it. Don't do it. They kill everything they touch.
Matthew has said, I think when they went satellite talking about Howard Stern, that's when.
That's when I thought. When they went serious, I thought, not the same.
K-Rock Grumpy says
K-Rock. That's right. He was on K-Rock. That's right.
And
that's a long time ago. That's a long time ago.
Is Fred Norris still around?
That's why I said I didn't know if Fred was still there or not.
John P says Scorsese want to combine 14 Oscars, 9 Best Directors, 3 Best Pictures, and 2 Best Adapted Screenplays. And
do you think that's TJ? Do you think that's true?
Sure, sounds good to me.
It's not true.
What do you mean?
It's absolutely not true. He might have. I don't know how many times he was nominated, but he's only won 1 Best Director. Only 1.
Okay, fair enough. James F says Howard Stern is a phony. Fred is still there, and Mayfield might get traded. I just don't see us moving him.
Why would they move Mayfield now? They should have moved him. They should have moved him. Yes.
So I think. I'm trying to see who's back there on the bench. Okay. Sarnak is back there on the bench. Looks kind of banged up. I'm interested to see if who the hell was that who went off injured, Grump? Was that Sorelli who went off injured?
Sorelli. Right.
Okay, I think I just saw Sorelli on the bench. Okay, good to see. Drew L said, well, I just turned on the Yankees game, and Jose Trevino just hit a 2-run homer. Yanks up 5-4. By the way, we have puck drop in the third period. Tampa is up 2-1 over the Colorado Avalanche.
McCarr, first 2 periods, 21 minutes and 7 seconds of ice time.
Playing a lot of time out there. Ride with your best players, I guess.
Yep.
He's young too. Goon says, who was the most flamboyant rocker of all time? Freddie Mercury, Diamond Dave, or the purple one?
I mean, what about Elton John? He was pretty flamboyant too. Liberace was flamboyant too. He wasn't a rocker though.
Milo Brownie says, will Toronto ever make it far? Are they going to have to break up with that salary cap?
I don't think they were that far this year, honestly. I don't think they were that far. I thought that they were 1 break from beating Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay knew how to win, and that's what beat Toronto at the end. But I thought that I think Toronto's right on the cusp. I think the biggest mistake that they could make would be breaking that team up now. I think that's a mistake.
John P said, according to Google, it's correct, Grumpy.
No, the only one that he's won a director for was The Departed. And Departed also won Best Picture. I don't think any of his other ones have even won Best Picture. It might have been nominations, but not what he's won. I mean, he's had a lot of pictures. I want to say even more than 3 pictures nominated.
This type of stuff is freaking, I'll tell you, it's freaking foreign language to me when I'm looking at this garbage and gobbledygook. He's won a whole bunch of different I don't know. Is that the Academy Award for Best Directing?
Okay, yeah, but it's not. I'm talking about Academy Awards. I'm talking about Academy Awards.
Okay, I'm seeing a whole bunch of these.
I mean, he was nominated for Taxi. I mean, gosh, DJ, the fact you don't know him, Raging Bull. He directed Raging Bull, which I thought was the best movie of the year in 1980. Lost to Ordinary People. He was Gangs of New York. I didn't think that was that great, but he's nominated for all those for Academy Awards. So,
let's see how many Oscars. He did win for Best Director in Departed nominations. He had a shit ton.
Oh, tied up.
God damn it. I looked away for a second going on this Martin Scorsese.
Cogliano.
Freaking Cogliano.
A deflection. Again,
man.
Like that, they just seem like
Strum scores that grump.
Even with everything they've done, it just feels like they're hanging on. Oh, nice deflection. Oh, off the post. And then deflection off of the that's Vasilevsky. Nothing he could do on that. Stern. No. Okay. Strum.
Stern.
I mean, they got a couple of lucky bounces on that one for it to go in.
It bounces off
bounces off the post first on the deflection off the post.
Then he bounces it off a Rutan. It goes in the net.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, tie game, 2-2 tie game. What more can you ask for? Entertaining hockey, Grump. By the way, as we're waiting for action to pick back up here, we had puck drop again. Can we talk about? I know Cale Makar won the Norris. How the hell did Roman Josi not win the Norris?
Because Cale Makar is the flavor of the month, and he's good. He's really good.
Roman Josi had the most points. Okay, Roman Josi had the 19th highest point total for in the history of the NHL for a defenseman.
That's interference. That's interference on number 8. Absolutely, you're not allowed to do that anymore. Referee's looking right at it and he lets it go. You're not allowed to. Once the guy dumps a puck in, you're not allowed to step in and take him out. You're just not allowed to do that.
Here's the thing. Now the whistles go back in the pocket till the end of the game. They've got the tie game they're looking for, and that's what they were looking for, to be honest.
Oh, he kicked that. Okay, he made the save anyway, but Landeskog absolutely kicked that.
Raging Bull, one of my all-time favorites.
De Niro was great in that movie. Just great.
Milo Brownie says here, Paul Maurice gets hired in Florida. Underperformed in the postseason.
Yeah, I never thought that Florida was a threat this year. I just didn't think they were good enough defensively. And it's just different in the, just different in the playoffs. Yes, I mean that wouldn't have counted even for went in, because that was definitely a kick by Landeskog.
Roman Josi had more points than any defenseman has recorded in the last 20.
Oh my God! Did he not get knocked down there?
He got hit by the freaking Colorado player for certain. And again, here it is. Avoid making any call possible. Don't do any. Okay, avoid doing anything. Avoid making any call. That's the type of time period we are at the game. Here's the thing: if I'm clutching, I'm grabbing, I'm slashing, I'm doing whatever the hell I want, because you're not going to get called for it.
Ugly goal is going to win this game.
I think so too. It's not going to be a beautiful one. It's going to be an ugly ass goal.
This has a next goal wins it type of feel to it.
I'd say so.
You just look at it. Remember when we're 17 shots to 4? Now they're 26 to 25 Tampa.
Yep. Again, Tampa didn't play a great second period. And icing. Wow, that's an icing, huh?
Okay. Why don't you just say that Colorado played a really good second period instead of Tampa didn't play well? I thought Tampa did play well. It's just that Colorado played better.
It was Kadri. Kadri made contact. He put skate on skate. He knocked out. He sleuth-footed Vasilevsky. What a shock. And Drew L said, I got to tell you, Chipotle hits different after working a baseball game. Man, I got to eat some dinner. I haven't eaten anything today. I can go for some dinner. I can go for some, I can go for some food. Man, oh man. Matthew S. said, freaking Atlanta. Atlanta Braves. There he goes. And James F. said, guys, what do you think about the Florida new hire? Confusing, Paul Maurice. I was about to say, I thought there are better candidates out there. Andrew Burnett, we talked about it. I feel like he would feel, okay, that not a tackle by O'Connor? Okay.
I think the Tampa Bay guy kind of held him when they went down, to be honest with you.
Fair
he
enough.
saw a couple other guys coming. I'm going to make sure I take this guy out so he doesn't, get the puck.
Talk about Paul Maurice. I think we talked about it earlier, James. It's confusing is right. I
don't think it moves. I don't think it moves a needle.
I don't either. I mean, Andrew Burnett coached well. I know it's not his team.
Wow,
right?
what a move by Rantanen.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a nice save, but what a move.
Man, I really thought they had
look at that Hagel piece of shit.
He's
I'm
off.
glad he's not on the Islanders because I'd be absolutely
Highway
shredded.
robbery. What the freaking what Chicago got?
Oh my God! And then he just walks right around him.
He sucks so bad. He sucks something fierce.
Who is that skating?
I thought they were
it's
better than
McKinnon.
Andrew James.
McKinnon
I thought there were better candidates out there. I'll tell you one thing. I think they're a little bit on the ropes right now.
It looked like they were on the ropes the whole second period. Colorado has picked up their play.
Tampa just looks again like tired, dead legs. I don't know what it is. But yeah, I
really, you don't know what it is? You don't know what it is? Okay.
Again, I think that hiring was kind of odd, confusing. Sure, everything, all the above.
Baffling.
When you say Grump,
yeah, I don't think it's. I don't know if that's what they need to get them over the top. I just don't think Paul Maurice is that guy. I mean, they certainly have talent. Everyone's in their prime. They need a little bit more defensively, but I mean, not a ton. The Chuskin.
There. James F says, looks like Trotz is going to take the year off.
Yeah, well, it's not because he wanted to. It's because he got greedy.
He wants to be general manager. I think he doesn't want to settle for anything less.
And he's not a GM. I'm sorry, he's not a GM.
He might get a chance and an opportunity with the team.
Oh, are there any more expansion teams coming in? Because he's never been one. He's been in the league 40 years. He's not a GM. Sorry.
Kanye the Giant says, TJ, have you seen Lord of the Rings? Yes, I have. Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit. I like that series. I like The Hobbit. I know Grumpy doesn't like The Hobbit as much as I do. I like The Hobbit. My God, falling down all over the place, Tampa. Come on.
Okay.
Elmacar then zooms past him. I'm talking
about.
Well,
that's it. That's why they're falling down.
The guy at center ice slips to the
right. Trying to keep up. They can't keep up with them.
Oh my God. Stop.
Let's go, Hedman. Right to the backhand.
Right to the back. You got to put shots. You got to put pressure on Kemper. They've had, since the first period, how many shots have they had? 9 shots? That's not good enough, man. The power play and the penalty kill has been the big freaking issue for them. Haven't been able to kill penalties. Haven't been able to score on the power play. That's the issue, Grump. John P. said, Google is wrong. Imagine that. I dug deeper. Scorsese was nominated 9 times, won once. John Ford has the most Oscars for Best Director, which is 4. I couldn't even tell you what he's directed. Maybe Western.
As the warden tells me, I am filled with useless information. And that's just something I knew that. When he won for The Departed, it was like, was he ever going to win an Oscar? They nominated him every year. And he was like the Susan Lucci of the Academy Awards. You know who Susan Lucci is, TJ?
No, I was about to say he's like the Johnny. Oh, no. He's like the
Susan Lucci.
No, hold on. Don't say it. He's like the who the hell was the guy in the Titanic? He was in The Revenant. He won for The Revenant. He was in the Titanic. He was in a whole bunch of these big movies. He was, I think he was in The Departed.
Yeah, he was. Just give it a guess. You can try. Just give it a guess.
Give me a hint. Give me a hint of his name.
Brad
Pitt. No, Brad. No, Brad.
It wasn't Brad. Braid. Will you understand if I say it's Braid? Braid Pitt.
It was.
Maybe you didn't understand this how I pronounced it.
What the hell? His name was Brad. No, his name's not Brad.
No, it was not Brad Pitt. It was not.
What's his name? What's his first name? Give me a hint.
It starts with an L.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's right.
That's who it is. It's like the Leonardo DiCaprio Grump.
No, it's like the Susan Lucci. She was
like Leonardo DiCaprio.
She played
the Giant. He says
Leonardo.
He came in after.
Okay, Leonardo DiCaprio does not hold a candle to what Susan Lucci went through. She played Erica Kane on All My Children, and she was up for the Daytime Emmy Award. I can't remember how many, but I want to say 16 years in a row she lost. Then finally she won one, and then I think she lost another 2 or 3. And then I think that's all off the air now. But Susan Lucci as Erica Kane, it took her forever and ever and ever to win. It was so embarrassing. She was even doing commercials how she never won. So it was interesting.
Drew L said, apparently the Spurs are listening to the trade offers for Deontay Murray.
Well, it's something. I just watched, Vasilevsky making that save. It's like, okay, he's going to make that every day. I can't remember the last time that he's had actually a save like that. Everything's had traffic in front.
Nervous. I feel like he's going to give up like a rebound or a juicy rebound or something like that.
Everything's been traffic in front, multiple guys all over him. I mean, they're good at getting guys down low too. I mean, they're a good team. I mean, I think they were 2 points behind Florida for best team in the league, points wise, the President's Trophy.
They have a really easy, weak division, one of the weakest divisions in hockey.
Still got to win those games.
The Atlantic was the toughest division in all of hockey. You had Florida, Tampa, Boston, and the freaking Toronto Maple Leafs, the toughest division in all hockey by country mile.
Metropolitan wasn't bad. They had 4 teams over 100 points as well.
Joe
Sacic's hairdo was just like Chelios.
When I looked at him, I said, it almost looks like freaking Chelios' hairdo.
That's right. That's a Chelios type hairdo. It's like, dude, do something else with your hair. I don't care what you do, but that's not it.
Maybe that's what they're doing. That people from that era and that are NHL general managers want to do, or NHL pundits / general managers want to wear now. Hodaz says here, have you guys ever watched a movie at a drive-in? I have one 30 kilometers down the road, my town. It was a great way to experience a film. I've watched one. Oh, and now here's Sorelli. Looks like he's banged up again.
As an answer to the drive-in question, that was the only way to watch movies when I was a kid, was to drive-ins, and they were always double features. It's not like today. Wow, what a check by McCarr.
Hagel.
Was it Hagel who got run over?
He's on his ass again.
Man,
fucking
he's
Hagel.
a bitch too.
That freaking Hagel bastard
sucks. What the hell? I don't want the assistant GM from Tampa anymore if he thought Hagel was an answer.
Okay, Sorelli took one off the inner part of the
yes, everything was a drive-through. They were always double features. We'd get there early. What?
Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah, don't interrupt my my drive-in story, all right? And we used to get there early, and we'd play on the playground, and then they have the first movie, and then we'd get like little pizzas at the concession stand. And then, the second movie, we'd all play on the playground again. They'd flash the lights, beep, 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 beep. And then we knew, go get back to the car. We put on our pajamas. We had old station wagon. We'd fall asleep in the back. It was great, great fun. Great fun. Oh, man. Looks like Stamkos is hurt. Like I said, they're taking a beating out there, Tampa. That's why I'm kind of rooting for them. They're the war of attrition out there.
John P says, what, TJ? You don't know Leo? I forgot his name, Leonardo DiCaprio.
He didn't know Brad Pitt either.
They hit off the crossbar. Kucherov hit that off the crossbar, by the way. I know we couldn't hear it, but Kucherov just hit off the crossbar off the dot.
Man, that's where you want to see him put that in.
I'm about to say, they don't want that one there. Goon says, hombres, how the heck is Nassau Coliseum still in business? I know they changed the name. What did they change the name of it to? But it does like G League games and everything like that.
Yeah, they'll bring in some revenues.
Yeah, I'm about to say they'll always say.
Honestly, it just wasn't an NHL arena anymore, though. I mean, the G League, who cares?
Mm-hmm. John P says here, Brad Pitt and Anthony Hopkins meet Joe Black. Great movie.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that one, John. I'm sorry. I'll disagree with you on that one. You know a movie I liked? The Car. The Car. Came out in 1977, and it was about a killer car. And it would just, beep, beep, beep. That was the horn. And it would just run people over at will. It was like no driver. It was like the devil mobile. Great. Christ. Loved it. I love the guy. There was a little guy playing a French horn, playing his little French horn, and the car went up, and he said something to him. He said, "Screw you," because he was hitchhiking, and the car turned around and run his ass over. Talk shit.
He wasn't happy. He wasn't happy. He got talked to. Got coming here from My Little Brownie saying, TJ, Godfather 1 and 2 are on the list of the greatest movies. How do you not know who Francis Ford Coppola is?
Stunning.
Good movie. I just don't know. I don't pay attention to that stuff. I've seen The Godfather before. I didn't know he directed it, I guess. Kanye the Giant says here, the NHL had an incredible run of number 1 overall picks. So Ovechkin, Crosby, Kane, and Stamkos in that order. 9 Stanley Cups so far between them. Beautiful too. I didn't know. You think about that. Unbelievable success at the overall selection.
Man.
I'm telling you, I just feel like it's going to be a shot from the point that's going to get deflected in the net, and Colorado's going to win this game. I do feel that way.
Just can't
can't clear the puck again. Cannot clear the puck. Had nothing to do with the speed of that. Just can't clear the puck.
I mean, they're not even getting opportunities, Tampa.
They're not dumping and chasing. They're trying to carry everything in across the freaking blue line.
Well, the dump and chase doesn't work because Colorado gets every puck. I just want Hagel to be on the bench. Make him freeze. He doesn't need
Matthew says Nassau Coliseum needs the money because they suck ass. Or Nassau County needs the money because they suck ass. Yeah,
they had opportunities to do upgrades and they just chose not to.
Yep, simple as that. My God, Sergachev gets beat to the puck down low. Drew L said, I do miss the Nassau Coliseum days. In the car, 1977, and Christine, 1983.
Yeah, Christine was good, but I like the car better. I mean, who's the kid? Oh gosh, Gordon was his last name. What the heck was his first name? He was also in Jaws 2. He was the star, and Christine was like the love of his life, a car, and the car got jealous. But I like the car better. I just love the killer car concept, to be honest with you. That was great.
Ooh, buddy, that puck kind of caught Kemper up high over there.
And I just think if watch out for the pass. Oof.
Cagliano. Oh, that's a cross check right there to the face. No. Again, they'll let anything go. Man, let it go, buddy. Cross check, hook, slash, doesn't matter.
Nice save by Kemper.
I think that was almost
that play right there. That's something that Colorado's been doing like repeatedly. It's the first time I've seen it for Tampa Bay. Things are getting a little bit physical. That benefits Tampa.
I'm telling you, there was cross checks. The guy was upset and frustrated. He couldn't get the pass off, and he cross checked the guy from Tampa 2 or 3 times in the face.
I like the old face wash. You get your hand up inside a guy's mask.
James F says Grumpy Iron Maiden playing at UBS Arena, and Priest playing at the Coliseum. Both Hughes playing the same night. Ooh,
shows. I wonder how many of those guys are the originals.
Nick D says here, TJ, am I a clown? Do I amuse you? What's so funny about me? Tell me. Tell me what?
Tell me what's so funny about me.
What movie is
that? I'm here to make you laugh. Like some type of clown.
What movie is that?
Goodfellas.
Okay.
Martin Scorsese
directed that. I know who Ray Liotta is, but I've never actually seen
that was in 1990 and lost Best Picture and Best Director to Dances with Wolves and Kevin Costner, of all people. Here's the thing. Goodfellas was way better than Dances with Wolves.
I cannot believe Cale Makar. Sorry to change those. I cannot believe Cale Makar beat Roman Yossi for Norris Trophy.
He did.
The funny thing is Roman Yossi had more first place votes. Think about that. See, like when a guy has more first place votes and he has all the other votes everywhere else, it just means, he's not the hot enough name. He's not been around long enough performing at that. Roman Yossi's a fantastic. He's won a Vezina before in the past too.
He's good.
I just cannot believe he did not win Vezina this year. 98 points. 98 points, Grumpy. 98 points for a defenseman.
How many points?
98.
That's a lot.
Most points, right? The most points in the last 29 years. 96 points. I'm sorry. 96 points, Grump.
Still a lot of points.
Housley, had the most points there since him in the last 3 decades. He had 97. But I'm just like, my God, dude. You look at all these players, it's just hard to believe Roman Yossi didn't come away with the Norris.
They're showing old Braden Point not being able to play, hurting them. That's a big loss for them. That's a huge loss for them.
He's a big player, right? He's a Hall of Fame caliber player.
Let's not panic.
What do you mean, let's not panic?
He's really good. He's not a Hall of Famer yet.
He's a Hall of Famer.
That's a TJ-ism. What's he, 27 years old? He's a Hall of Famer? No, sorry, he's not.
Hall of Fame caliber player, Grump. Okay. Nick D says,
this definitely has next goal wins it.
Man, it's 8 minutes left in the game. I bet you
It just
goal.
has that feel. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's going to be the case. I just said it has that feel.
It is that feel. It is that game.
Goodfellas, Casino, Wolf of Wall Street, and The Irishman. I didn't like The Irishman. All movies TJ needs to keep in his memory banks. That's your melon, TJ.
James F says, I like the band, the Cars.
Hey, that's just what you needed.
John P says,
that was a Cars song, by the way, off their first album, The Cars.
Okay, didn't know that.
That was their first big song. That was their first single. Just what I needed.
Goodfellas, Joe Pesci, excellent movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Ray Liotta, who just passed away, he played Henry Hill in that. I just like when he beat the shit out of Bruce. That's probably my favorite. Put him with the butt end of the gun, just bam, bam, bam. You ever touch her again, I'll effing kill you. And he's like, woo.
Brett W says, Priest is basically a Rob Halford solo band now.
Oh, okay.
Kanye the Giant says, Grump, have you heard anything about Daniel Day-Lewis method acting? The guy sounds insane.
He's absolutely a method actor. He has retired now, though. At least he said he is retired. Of course, he's not the greatest method actor.
Gotta be called. That is a trip. That is a trip that has to be called. No fucking call. That is a blatant trip. My God, that was a blatant trip. No?
No, they're not calling it. Like I said,
that was a blatant freaking trip. No call.
The only one they're going to call now is throwing the puck out of the rink without it touching. That's it.
That's what I mean. Like when they call those cross-checking penalties, I'm like, that's a blatant trip. No call. Ugh.
Come on, handle it. I mean, really, you have to look at this and say, okay, if Tampa gets any pressure, they're going to beat Kemper.
I think Kemper is the weak spot on that team, as I've said. Yeah.
Deflect it out. Sometimes I wish they would skate in a little bit more, draw some guys to, and then dish down.
That's a cross check. I'm sorry. Landis got with a cross check down low. It looked like a trip based off the way he fell.
That's really close. No, that means it is.
Yeah, I was about to say.
You know what? When you got the announcer saying that's really close, because they're never going to criticize the NHL and the officials.
In Sal P, do you remember when I said, why are we upset that we're calling the cross check? I thought it was a trip based off the way he fell. That was a two-handed cross check to the freaking ass, to the tailbone. No call on that one. And the ref looking right at it as the puck was passing. That is why I did not like the call in the first period, because they do not call it consistently. Tampa should be on a power play now. But it's the time of the game, so it can't be anything.
Don't pinch up.
McDonough there. I mean, like that's.
I mean, how many times does he have to do that?
Borderline interference by McDonough. I'm just like, Christ Almighty, call penalties the way they're supposed to be called.
I'd drag his ass down.
I mean, they're not calling anything. Cross checks, hooks, drag, slash, doesn't matter. Not calling a damn thing. Milo Brownie says, last season I paid almost $75 for a double shot of whiskey and 16-ounce Heineken at UBS Arena. Most expensive concessions I've ever been to. Holy crap. I just can't imagine. I
can't imagine that. But now, if you have to drive your car to the game, it might cost you $150. So you have to look at it that way too.
What do you mean?
Well, just with the prices of gas.
Oh, I thought something about parking.
No. It's going to be an ugly goal. It's going to win this one.
Oh, they didn't keep it in. And Jesus Christ. I didn't think the guy from Tampa touched the puck.
Well, the whistle shitbag. It was offsides. Don't be bastard.
James F said, I have that overtime coming feeling.
True.
And Drell said, whoever's announcing for ESPN just announced that Devon Taves trade. Oh, stop reminding me. Shit.
Yeah, well, it's going to be long. Never going to live that one down. You
And
just have to wait till Taves retires.
we shouldn't live that one down.
Lamoriello's probably going to want to bring Taves back in about 15 years when he's closing in on 40.
What? I mean, Lamoriello will be like what then? Almost 100? Maybe like 95?
I mean, that's a long time from now.
Nate D said Paul Stanley, D. Snyder, and Diamond Dave were probably the best 3 front men in their eras. What do you think, Curve?
Yeah, I don't know if Stanley shared that with Gene Simmons. I don't know who you'd say was a legit front man for Kiss. D. Snyder, yeah, with Twisted Sister. And Van Halen, like Sammy Hagar. But, man, when David Lee Roth was the lead singer, that's when they were the best. I mean, Van Halen was really good when he was there. What a shame.
Okay, Grump. Sorry.
That's all right. Go ahead.
Grump, you didn't finish. Who's the best method actor? Brando?
Absolutely.
Sorry for all the movie stuff, guys. You really should do a podcast for it just so Grump has a lot to say, and TJ just needs to see some films.
That's very true. Very true. Yeah, Brando's the best. Nobody else even close, honestly.
I found out today that a can of beer at Rogers Arena, the Canucks Stadium there, is $12. And that's for Bud or Molson Canadian. Oof.
I mean, you got to get lubricated out in the car before the game or in the parking lot.
Be drunk before you go in if you're going to drink. My God, I cannot justify spending $12.
It gives you time to sober up too, before the end of the game. Drive back home, get there early.
My God. He's talking about the 2-hand cross check. Why is that not a call?
I'm like, look at him. Listen here, midget.
Oh, no, that's just what we're doing right now.
Yeah. Get your head of your ass, because if I get one called, I swear to God, I'm going to take all your teeth out with my stick.
That's what Victor Hedman's saying. Why am I being called? Why was I called for a cross check and that wasn't?
Yeah.
It was, there's a blatant cross check, no call. I thought it was a trip originally, but blatant cross check.
One thing that Tampa's done much better the last 2 games is clog up the middle, the center ice zone.
Oh, that was almost something beautiful developing, but just gets a stick on it. The guy from Colorado just prevents it, Grump.
I just don't like the name of their stadium, Amalie Arena.
Amalie Arena, and neither am I. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, me neither. Sorry.
I wonder what the hell is Amalie anyway.
No, that's something else.
Okay, so Palat has a 14-game home point streak, including the regular season and the postseason.
Has he scored? He scored today, didn't he?
I'm not sure. I had to pull it up.
He's clutch. He's one of those guys who scores big goals at big times. Oh, I remember it used to be the Rocket Mortgage Final 5. Well, maybe that was for the Islanders. I don't remember. Oh, truck him. Run this guy. That's it. Run him again. Hit him again. Ain't going to call shit. Get McCarr. Get him. Hagel. Come on, Hagel. Make a pass. Terrible pass.
And Hagel. Just intercepted.
Terrible pass, Hagel.
No, by the way, he does not have a point yet this game.
Okay.
Talking about Andre Palat.
Oh! Who turned that puck over? McDonough again? Jesus.
Like a borderline trip there, but again, no calls on anything. That type of freaking postseason.
Handle the puck, McDonough. He's finished, by the way. You can tell he's just...
McDonough is finished, and they signed him that extension. You're just like, yikes, mistake. Ooh, takes a funny bounce off the boards.
Whenever I hear Manson, I think Charlie Manson, Marilyn Manson, not Josh.
I think of Marilyn Manson.
I don't even think Dave Manson. And that's Josh's dad. It's Dave.
Ooh, Manson. Almost tries to get the deflection up front. Nice save by Kemper.
Dave Manson was a goon defenseman for a lot of teams, but I remember him particularly with Chicago.
Hagel. Ugh.
Hagel sucks. But here's the thing. McKinnon back checking.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Nice job selling out.
Face planted.
That was a trip.
Oh, look at that.
He looked like he flopped.
Each team now can say they have one that they thought they should have had. That was no trip.
It looked like Kadri flopped like a fuck.
That's
there.
exactly
like
what he
flopped. He got hit in the quad and his legs gave out. How the hell does that work?
He thinks his name is Diego Maradona.
Drew L says, Grumpy, actually, speaking of mixed nuts, there's a song called Mixed Nuts that's an opener for a famous anime that's out right now.
Oh, I don't watch anime, so you got me on that. Anything anime, I know nothing. I am like, oh, geez.
Holy shit, that's a boarding. My God, no call.
He got right up, though, so
he was looking for the – it wasn't – okay. That's one of those where
get the puck out of the zone. See, that's again the
they can't clear the puck. That's a damn.
There's so much pressure. There's so much pressure on them. They can't do it.
They're not calling anything.
There was so much pressure and guys on top of him all over the place. They couldn't do it. He tried hard, but the angle was bad because of the guys bearing down on him.
Dude, they're not calling a damn. I just wish they would call the penalties. That is a boarding call every day of the week in the regular season and 5 times on Sunday. Why is that not a boarding call against
Since it was 27-26 in shots for Colorado, Tampa Bay has pretty much carried the offensive action.
I mean, yeah, this is a game that's a must-win for them. They cannot afford to lose.
They cannot go down 3-1
in the series.
Oh, down 3-1, they're losing. Sorry.
Yeah, I'd agree. John P says, Grumpy Man, true story. My late father was helping a friend set up a new restaurant in Nassau County. The dad was an executive chef and a restaurant owner in Long Island for 38 years. For a friend of his, and guess who walked in? Paul the Nose Castaniello and his bodyguards. He pinched my father's cheek and thanked him for helping his friend Phil. Turns out Castaniello was financing the project. My father told his friend after he left that he was done.
I don't know who was done, but I mean, Paul Castellano was murdered in the streets. I think, gosh, I don't remember the year. I want to say 1979. Maybe I'm wrong. That's a really good story, John. Really good. Really good. I worked for a guy one time who was a button man for the mob. I'm not going to say his name. It doesn't matter.
Holy shit. Holy shit. There's another board coming right back the other direction. This is what happens when you do not call the boarding. Now everybody eventually liberty to board players. Eventually players have a chance to get injured because all that's a hook in front of the net too against Paul. Dude, you have got to call the penalties. Call the boardings, call the cross checks, call them all, God damn it. Because they go from bad to worse when you let this happen.
This is what the end of the third period looked like in game one, just like this. Just like this.
It's ridiculous, the non-calls that are going back and forth. Jesus Christ. Call the boarding calls so you don't have boardings continue to happen. Are they going to say, now it looks like there's 2 that's a fucking board, and his head hits the wall for us. Landeskog. That's a 5-minute game misconduct boarding, too. That is a 5-minute game misconduct. That's a hook. Landeskog then hooks Nick Paul in front of the net. No fucking call. I'm telling you, the refs keeping their goddamn whistles in the pocket just cost them a goal right there. That's awful. The hook prevents him from putting that puck in the backhanded shot in. That is awful. That's awful, man. This is awful officiating towards the tail end. Typical fucking Stanley Cup Finals. Typical playoffs, though. Sometimes you benefit from it. Sometimes you don't.
You wonder why they're leaving the 4th line out there in the last 40 seconds of the game and not putting their best team out.
Is that not in the Avalanche zone? Is that not delay a game? Or was he just in neutral zone?
I don't know.
My God. Deidre C said, Bettman, if you're watching, are you watching Stooge?
No, he says, yeah. Are you watching Stooge? Yeah.
And Kanye the Giant says, you guys watch Game of Thrones? Oh, I like Game of Thrones. I like that one a lot. If so, has any other show had a bigger fall from grace than that? No. It was such a shitty last season. And
Amazon Prime is doing another Game of Thrones type show, which
it's from the same series lineage. It's unfortunate they did such a shitty job wrapping that show up because those bastards wanted to go work on Star Wars. So they half-assed it towards the tail end. It completely ruined a fantastic show.
Icing. 4 seconds to go.
The officials have been freaking awful. DJC said, your so-called referees are playing the three blind mice. They
Very
are.
true.
And Matthew S. said, refs putting their whistles in the pocket. It's awful. Awful, awful. DJC said, someone will get seriously injured. What an embarrassment. That's what I worry about. All the freaking boarding doesn't matter. All the cross-checking doesn't matter. What are you breaking? You're breaking out the reading glasses, Grump.
Hey, Hannah, you might want to wear these. You're missing a good game out there. That's from Youngblood. That's from Youngblood.
Youngblood. My God.
Look, it's an ice. A puck. Ice. Ooh. End of regulation.
I'll be back, Grump. I'm going to get some mixed nuts or something.
Oh, there he goes. Of course, can't wait to
10 o'clock, Grump. I got to eat something. I'm not using the bathroom. Maybe I'll go to the bathroom when I'm there, too. I'll take a bathroom break, and I'll get a little bit of food to munch. I was planning on eating an egg sandwich tonight.
Okay, it doesn't mean you could disappear for 45 minutes, all right? I have no way to bring up comments. I have no way to do anything. You're in charge of all that stuff.
Well, here's the thing, Grumpy. I'm gonna give you a little talking point to talk about. What do you think? Who do you think is pulling off this game in overtime?
Just go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Anyone who watches knows that I can't believe TJ actually went almost 3 hours without going to the bathroom. He probably peed himself twice. Like whenever you see him on his face, he's got, when he's looking like this, he's not commenting on the game. He's probably urinating on himself. That's what I think. Maybe he's got himself, some Depends diapers on there. I don't know how he's able to get through it, honestly. But, I mean, here's the thing. Tampa got to win this game. Cannot go down 3-1. I think they've actually been the better team in the third period. This is kind of what it looked like at the end of the first game. And then Colorado comes out and scores the overtime winner. But like I said, it's a war of attrition, absolutely, for Tampa right now. And, you just look at all the guys who've been getting banged up and dinged up. You really don't see too much of that on the Colorado end. And that's kind of where why I'm rooting for Tampa a little bit. I just see them battling so hard. Not saying that Colorado's not, but they're so obviously the more skilled team at this point in time, due to injuries and whatnot. So I'm kind of rooting a little bit for Tampa, and we'll see what happens. But I want to get into some of this movie stuff that TJ's afraid to. I'm not going to do that. He's back. I'm not going to bag on him. I'll wait till he's back.
What are you doing? What are you complaining about?
Nothing. I was just talking about how, Tampa's got to win this game, and I'm kind of rooting for him because of all the war of attrition and stuff. Nothing big.
Matthew has said, at least he waited this time before his bladder split.
I didn't know if you were wearing Depends.
No. And Gotti took out.
Gotti, that's right. Spark Steakhouse, that's right. I actually think I had moved out of New York. I don't remember what year it was. I didn't know if I moved out of New York by that time or not. Maybe not. I don't know.
I'm watching on a commercial in Sportsnet. They're making a hamburger. Oh man, that hamburger looks good, Grumpy.
Gotti being in charge was kind of the end of the mob, though, because at least the Italian mob. Because
Giuliani took down the mob, right?
Well, but here's the thing: he enjoyed the limelight, the Dapper Don, they called them. He enjoyed being the Don. Where all these other guys, you never even knew who they were. Frank Costello. Lucchese, nobody know who any of those guys were. They lived in the shadows. They didn't make a big deal. Here's the thing: when you're committing crimes all the time, you kind of don't want to be on cops' radar. And he had no problem with it. So he wound up getting, I think, Sammy the Bull Gravano, who was his like Luca Brasi, if you will. I think he kind of ratted him out when he got caught. A rat.
James F. said the Yankees win 5-4. Was John Gotti killed, or has he died in prison or something?
He died in prison, I believe.
Killed by another mob member, I'm sure.
No, I think he died of cancer in the prison.
So he planted the cancer on him. Milo
Yeah.
Brownie says, with TJ's numerous breaks, it's a time to add in a third. And on December 16th, 1985.
Okay, so I was still in New York, but I'm trying to think of what the hell I was doing in 1985. I was probably working 2 jobs at the time. Here we go. Playoff overtimes. Overtime games is season 15. Home team is 7-7. Avalanche record 4-1. Lightning 1-1. Multi OT games. There's been 1. So,
And yeah, that's right. Tampa, the one loss they've had in overtime so far this postseason has come against Colorado.
That's right. Well, they only had 2 games. And they're right. And Steve Levy said, yeah, they had a push late, but for the most time they've been hanging on. And that's exactly the way I feel about it.
Yep.
And see, you look at Chelios' hair today. It's like, dude, what the hell are you doing with it?
I just don't get it.
I don't get it. I mean, Steve Levy has run a comb through his. It looks like Chelios ran, I don't know, a rake or something through his and spun it. I don't know what the hell he did. Like Nick I said, when Messier makes your hair look good, your hair sucks.
Nick D says, that's another great movie. Gotti with Arnold Asante.
Armand. Not Arnold.
You can watch it on YouTube, TJ. It's probably the closest mob movie to real life Cosa Nostra.
Cosa Nostra.
I don't know what that means.
Cosa Nostra. I've actually never seen that movie.
James F. said, any fights of the night? No fights.
No fights. I'd like to see a little fan fight, get a little fan fight segment going. Where's Alexander when you need him to feed us a fan fight? Because, during intermission, everyone knows we love the fan fights.
I'm trying to see if I can find a fan fight, just a quick one on YouTube.
What about, do you have my friend Mekhi Becton when he was at McDonald's?
I don't have Mekhi Becton. You ask me this all the time.
Not all the time, but I just thought today would be nice. Man, what a lucky goal for Colorado.
Hey, man, that's what happens sometimes.
And Oklahoma advanced to the championship round of the College Baseball World Series.
I did see that.
Undefeated, I might add, I believe.
Let's see here. Trying to pull up a good fan fight. Oh, man, I just keep on seeing that freaking Ranger fan punching the daylight out of that Tampa fan. My God.
And that's always fun.
No, it wasn't good. It's good that it all walked away. That's always nice.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm trying to see if man, they're filming it all screwy. A lot of these do portrait. I don't understand why they don't go landscape.
Yes. Listen to me, people. When you are seeing a fan fight and you want to videotape it for your viewing pleasure and TJ and the Grumpy Old Man viewing pleasure, hold it landscape. Do not hold it portrait. I'm sorry, it's just not good.
I can show you a compilation of fan fights. That's not terrible. We'll put this on.
What the heck? You got a compilation?
Yeah, why not? We'll show little fan fights.
They're always my favorites.
Who'd love a little fan fight, Grump? Something that we do on a consistent basis on TJ and the Grumpy Old Man. Jesus H.
It's like, he's using his shirt to his advantage. He's got it over his head. That's why he should have had that shirt tied down. Look at the big long sleeve.
Look at him, man. He is bloodied up.
Well, he's not. He's just bruised. Taking a tumble down the stairs.
Oh, my God.
He's still throwing punches as he's going down the hill. We love it.
Usually guys at the high ground always
boom. Again, look at this kid. This kid's taking them both out. Mr. White, backwards white hat, taking a beat, and he's still.
A Dodger fan. Look at that.
Not even the guy who was fighting. It was somebody else. He took a beating. Just sit down, bro.
He's just like, holy crap.
Who's this guy coming in? Hey, I'm going to take you on. There's TJ after the fight's over. Okay, nothing to see here.
Oh my God, hold on. The guy just passed out. We got to watch that one again. Holy hell.
He didn't pass out. He got knocked out. There's a difference. But here's the thing. He wasn't even the first one fighting. It was his buddy, and his buddy let him take a beating. He's behind the guy who starts the fight, Mr. Black Hat, Mr. Backwards Black Hat.
The Dodger fan is smaller than both of them. I'll tell you one
Look
thing.
at him. I tell
These
you
two
what,
guys
his
act
form
like
is good.
Cat and the other guy don't look like they're actually wanting to fight. They have their hands like this. They're not doing much punching. Mr. Dodgers was a little upset. Hold on. We got to put this in a little slow mo here, Grum. Oh.
And then Mr. Backwards Whitehead jumps in and he just takes up
2, 3.
Boom.
4.
Boom. He missed that one.
5.
Hit him that one.
6.
The other guy hits him with a punch. He's fighting
7,
2-on-1 and he's dominating.
8,
How come that guy's
9,
not jumping in?
10,
Why isn't he jumping
11.
the guy? You jump him from behind and drag him down. You're going to let your buddy take a beating like that?
I'm about to say,
that's
not a pal of yours, buddy. Mr. Backwards Hat. He's kind of standing. He's like, I'm having a tough time standing.
And here's Carlos Correa coming in saying, what the hell? Didn't you see me?
Oh, my God. Okay, that's what it was. He's so absolutely obliterated. Look at this. The girl just pulls him by an arm, and he just goes flying.
Whoa.
All righty. He's definitely concussed. Discombobulated. Christ almighty. Hold on. Look at the old man. As this is all transpiring here. Look at the guy in the hat real quick. This guy right here enters the screen.
Been there, done that.
We're just trying to watch a game. He's just like, okay, we got a little dinner and a show. No reaction at all. Just
other
like
guy's moving out of the way.
He's just shaking his head. He's like, these dumb kids.
I don't want to get caught in any friendly fire. The other guy got up. Boom.
Look at this.
Boom. I mean, all right. None of them were that one before the last one was a clean shot, though. Really clean.
He's just sitting there. Look at that. Right at the end, you see the person who's security finally get down there.
And there's Carlos Correa coming in. Who the hell knows what he's saying? Boom.
I still can't get over that.
Okay, next. And he's going back to his seat. Carlos Correa is going back to his seat. Oh, it's still rolling. Hey, here you go. Put a little ice bag on him. Little ends. Oh, there's your hat.
Yeah, buddy, you're good. You're good for round 2, my guy.
Lifting some teeth. He took a couple of blows. Okay, Dodger guy was throwing punches. He wasn't connecting with everything.
Look at this. Another one that's portrait mode, non-landscape.
Another one that's portrait mode. His Bellinger.
Bellinger doesn't look very happy.
Oh, Bellinger threw the first punch.
God. Don't ever fight with the guys that stands above you. Hold on. The security was already there, and the fight broke out. The guy in the red jacket's our security. Christ almighty.
Yeah, this guy's getting paid, what, $15 a game? Come on.
No, he's getting paid more than $15 a game. Maybe he's making 15.
I don't know how much money you think those security guards make. It's not a whole lot.
I don't know. Usually you see the fight break. Usually when the security guards are there, the fight doesn't break out. Usually it's, I've seen this one. This is when the guys fight each other on. This is when they go fight.
I think we saw that. We saw this one already.
Yeah, we've seen this one. We've broken that fight down before. Oh, buddy. This was the original one that started fan.
Is this Corona? No. Oh.
No.
Oh, my goodness. They just two guys jumping him. That doesn't seem right.
No, this is the original one that started fan fights, Grump. This one right here.
Oh, he hit a guy with one punch.
Guy. This hammered guy goes up and cold cocks him. And he's like, yeah, what's going on? Okay, this is the aftermath. Oh, God.
What are these two guys jumping him?
He was a guy. Remember, this is the original first fan fight, Grumpy.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know what those other guys, two guys jumped in on this guy.
This guy was a menace.
That guy looks like my son a little bit.
Tisk tisk, Grump. Tisk tisk. He originally punched the guy.
Looks just like my son throwing that punch.
Oh, that's right. Hold on. This is the angle right here. This is the original. This is the first fan fight we ever featured, Grump.
Yeah.
I love this too.
And everyone's watching, so they know something's gonna happen.
Like, what do you want, bro? Hold on, this guy's like a middle-aged guy.
Boom! Oh, did you see his teeth fly out?
Oh my God. That's an immediate knockout.
He dropped him like a bad habit. Look at this guy. Watch the spit/teeth come out of his mouth.
I like to see these people.
They're like, oh,
no punch has been thrown. She's like, oh my God.
I know what's going to happen here. Look at this guy. He's smiling. He's like, yeah, dinner and a show. Boom. Jeez. Look at was that teeth or spit or both?
I love this.
I don't think he went down, though. I think he stood up.
That's assault, brother. That's definitely assault.
Nope. He dropped. He dropped.
The next guy's like, we got to go get this guy. He is a menace. You can't let him.
This is a while ago.
Tulowitzki didn't come to his.
Oh, look at him. Wobble City.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Hey, win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat.
Well, hey, at least we don't have. At least we did. Hey, it was a compilation. It's odd to do as a compilation. I like when we get one fight, we can break it down in depth. Michael T says, "Yo, good evening, TJ and Grumpy Old Man. What's up, Michael T? Hopefully, we have a quick overtime game, quick result." Nick D said,
I just want to read these quick numbers here. 72 shot attempts by the Avalanche, 27 shots on goal, 17 block shots, and I missed the rest. But there were a lot more block shots for Tampa, like 36, I think they said. It was a lot.
Nick T said, "Grump, you should watch Gotti ASAP. It was an HBO movie. I thought it was a great guaranteed in the top 7.
I will give that a little watch. I will give that a look.
Okay. Shot attempts after 60 or shots or slot shots. 18 shots in the slot there for Tampa or for Colorado, 11 for Tampa. 72 shot attempts for Colorado, only 59 shot attempts for Tampa. Kanye the Giant says, TJ, name this movie. Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
It's the Terminator.
It was not the Terminator.
Oh, shit. I know it's I'll Be Back.
It was not I'll Be Back. That's in the Terminator. Matter of fact, that was in the Terminator. That was in Commando. That was his go-to line. He said that in a lot of them.
When you say
get to the chopper, get to the chopper. Do you know what movie that was?
Something with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, something with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. Predator. It was Predator.
I've never seen Predator.
Oh, my God. They said the longer this goes, the advantage goes to Colorado. I disagree. I think the longer it goes, the advantage goes to Tampa.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. Unless, of course, Tampa scores right away. Then I would say, yeah, that's right. If it would have went longer, it would have been beneficial in Colorado.
I had a fan fight in the 93 playoffs at the Coliseum against.
You got to run him. You got to absolutely just steamroll him into the boards. You can't let McKinney goes near the board. You got to run him hard.
I agree. There's that bastard Hagel.
Hagel's useless.
That's the link to John Gotti. And I fought a Montreal fan in the stairwell, says Michael T. Oh my gosh. Goon says, a gent on Instagram. Holy crap. Puck goes loose. A gent on Instagram said that he was once in a freight elevator and someone had scribbled Zeppelin 73 and then Messier 94 on the wall. If Goon never saw that, I would add Parise 75.
Well, it depends on where you were because it sounds like you were somewhere in Ranger territory. Madison Square Garden, Zeppelin in 73, Messier 94. They don't want Parise 75 there. I'm going to guarantee you that.
What a save by Vasilevsky here.
On
boom. Nice save. Drew L says, I swear, the majority of baseball fans are like a bear hugging match. Most of baseball fan fights are like a bear hugging match. The football ones are the best. There's always alcohol involved.
Paul.
Whoa, buddy.
He almost knocked Kemper on his butt. Uh-oh. Doof.
Nice job. Just bounces a little too far, but man, they're trying for those long stretch passes. Remember, that's how Tampa scored a few goals against us. Man, is it bad that Tampa looks so fast compared to us last year in the finals or in the Eastern Conference Finals?
Oof, nice getting there by Sergachev, though.
Bruin has got to throw a hit there, man.
Well, the guy's
stationary. You're not throwing the ball.
No, he wasn't stationary. He slammed on the brakes and did a pivot away. That's what happened.
Good. I saw someone on Instagram. Oh, sorry. We already did that one. Did the Islanders win? Says Road Gamer. Not playing today. Ooh. Start of overtime. This overtime is huge. Absolutely. Is Bridgeport playing?
No.
Predator. No, we're not playing. TJ, name the movie. Who's your daddy? And what does he do? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Yeah. Paul's slap shot or Paul's wrist shot hit Kemper in the face in the face mask.
Bowen Byram has almost 24 minutes of ice time.
He's a young defenseman too.
Yeah.
James has said, I don't have a Tuma. That's from Kindergarten Cop.
That's right. Kindergarten Cop.
What gamer said, what channel is it on? ABC.
ABC.
Matisse said the Avalanche have almost scored 64 times already. In Kindergarten Cop, Matthew, I said, I knew it was Kindergarten Cop.
Kindergarten Cop was very good. Very good.
Movie. Remember the chasing after the
Boys
kids?
have a penis, girls have a vagina. I see you've been
That's not
teaching them
wrong,
the
too.
basics. Man, I tell you, I hate McCarr when he's got that puck at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad they didn't steamroll that ref.
You should have flattened him.
Seemed dislocated.
And Patrick Maroon taking quite a few shifts, quite some time on the ice here in the start of overtime.
Yeah, well, they certain guys they trust. Oh, it's loose out front.
5-man break, possibly going the other way. Killorn.
Palat. That was Palat, wasn't it? 17?
Maybe. I don't know. I thought it was Killorn. Maybe I'm wrong. Killorn still play with them or no?
Yeah.
That was Killorn.
Look at, Taves down behind the net.
Trying to score, man.
Oof. Like I said, look, just like Tampa's just kind of hanging on. Just kind of.
That does.
The longer it goes, I just think you're going to see Tampa is just going to. They're going to get, if they get an op, they're going to. I think the longer it goes, the more beneficial it is for Tampa. That's all.
What?
The game goes ebbs and flows, of course. So. Oof.
Oh, God.
Couldn't grab it. Couldn't grab the puck.
That was a knuckle shot, too. It was a knuckler.
Tried to grab it. It slipped away, and it goes right out front.
My goodness, boys and girls. McCarr's played 31 minutes of ice time already tonight.
Yeah.
Wow, already 5 minutes in OT.
I don't know how much Taves have played, but, if those guys are playing that much. Oh, here comes McDonough. What the hell is he doing? Back to the point.
Shoot the puck.
Ugh, wide.
Oh, my God. It wasn't even close.
I think he was
That's
looking.
a slash. Holy shit. A blatant slash
I'm
on
not going to call anything.
I'm just like, dude, didn't slash anybody. Slash and break sticks to the opponent. And they're not calling shit.
Watch out.
Cross check. Two-hand cross check right to the face. They're not going to call anything. High stick to face. Doesn't matter.
I will say this. If they do call a penalty against, that's all. That's got to be offsides, no?
Nope. Guess not.
Gosh, that's holding. He's interfering the whole way. Come on. Breakaway. Save. Monster.
That's what they're trying to do. Long stretch pass, long stretch pass, long stretch pass. Defense has to be ready for it. A shitty shot by O'Connor. Nice save by Vasilevsky.
This is where Vasilevsky's at his best, honestly.
O'Connor's got to do better with that shot. Well, he kind of had, never mind. He kind of had, heaven was kind of on him.
But I'll tell you what, there was interference on Stamkos. Absolutely there was. And that's what triggers the whole thing.
Road Gamer says, is that our Devon Taves? Yes, it is. That is our Devon Taves out there on the ice.
He was our Devon Taves.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh. A different mind said, do you guys have a favorite Stanley Cup match from the last 10 years?
You know what? I couldn't even tell you all the teams that were in the Stanley Cup the last 10 years.
I don't know. Hopefully this is going to be my favorite Stanley Cup Finals.
Okay.
That took 2 deflections and it hit off the post. Holy hell. My God.
Oof,
deflections off the post. Wow. Oh, wow.
Oh, nice deflection by, was that Palat?
Matthew says clank.
Clank. It's been a good game today. Oh. They just look gassed. Vasilevsky.
Yeah, Tampa does. Tampa does look exhausted.
Well, the goal that they scored, the second goal was a lucky goal.
Gosh, lucky goals to win, man.
Just banked off. Run them. Take them out. Take them out. You got to take these guys out.
Offsides.
They called it eventually.
Michael T says, Vasilevsky thought he let the game winner in there. Yeah, off the post.
Well, anything that goes by you, you're like, uh-oh.
Johnny the Giant said, I wish we could have seen Chicago versus Pittsburgh in the finals, but it never happened.
The thing I hate about Chicago was not the players. It was that stupid song. It's
like the freaking Kings where it's like, let's go Kings, in Eric Hartman voice. Let's go Kings. I hated that shit too. Rogue Gamer says, who you guys rooting for?
I'm rooting for Tampa.
I could see. I really don't care either which way. I'm kind of rooting for Colorado, but in the same token, I'm not going to Tampa wins.
Little chance.
That song was awesome. Grumpy says Matthew S.
Uh-oh.
Holy shit! What a save!
Big save.
Huge save.
Get it out. Get it out. I don't care what you got to do. Get it out. Palat's 18. No call.
Gotta get a change going. Yeah, no call. Hey, they're not calling a damn thing.
Holy crap. You got to call that one.
Damn thing.
My God. If you're not calling that, you're not calling. I don't want to see him ever put the whistle to their mouths, because if you're not calling that one.
Like that freaking cross check earlier on in the game. They didn't call shit. They don't. And here it is. Every icing. No. Boop, boop, boop. Again, can't avoid the icing calls. But I'm just like, man, blatant trip there again, too.
Tampa Bay is just gassed. And everybody looks fresh as a daisy on the Colorado bench.
Nice save, Vasilevsky.
Shit, what a save.
Oh, the ref ran over the player. Holy shit. The ref ran over the player. He's like, sorry about that.
They haven't done enough for Colorado in this series already. I'd like to see Corey Perry score.
It wasn't like he ran into the ref. The ref ran into him.
Clumsy bastard.
Yeah, dude. Sakic does not look good with that hairstyle. It's looking atrocious.
There's your boy John Cooper.
Bill Neville says Washington and Vegas was great.
Really? Was it 5 games? I don't know.
Greg Cross says go Avs.
32-50, almost 33 minutes from a car. 30 and a half for Taves. 24 and a half for McKinnon. Rantanen, 23 and a half. I mean, a lot of minutes for those guys. I wonder what the Tampa numbers are.
I'll pull them up in a sec for you.
Oh, Hagel's in there. Human turnover. Let's go, Hagel. Do something. Just throw everything on net. Just throw everything at the net. You might get a lucky bounce. Nope, they managed to keep it in. That was close, though. Eric Johnson, he's played a lot of games without winning the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of Eric Johnson. Victor Hedman's got 27 minutes and 35 seconds ice time. Let me see. I'll pull up Tampa just specific. Eric Sarnak only played 7 minutes and 37 seconds. Sorelli, 20 minutes and 21 seconds. Hagel, 18 minutes and 30 seconds. Ryan McDonough, 26 minutes and 38 seconds. Like, you look at that fourth line, Pat Maroon, 11 minutes. Riley Nash, 9 minutes.
Well, here's the thing. If you're going to get beat, you're going to be, you're going to get beat with your Nushchiskin.
Honestly, just trip him. Holy shit. Did he make a save on that?
I don't know if he missed or it was a save. Got to get the puck out here. They're in scramble mode.
Yep. Nice save. That was a big save.
Did he make that first save or did he miss the net?
Nick Paul, 14. Corey Perry, 14. Sergachev, 30 minutes and 37 seconds. Stamkos, 21 minutes.
Oh, Byron.
Oh, he hit off the
crossbar.
Holy shit.
I mean,
he hit off the crossbar.
Well, here's the thing. Kucherov hit the crossbar earlier too.
Yeah, and he said, "Oh fuck." How the hell did he miss that? He was shots this period. Colorado out shooting Tampa 7-2. Wow.
God, get it out, fellas.
Handle the puck.
Like I said, and it's there. The puck's just falling right from him, and Colorado's on top of them immediately.
There's Ron Hagel, my favorite.
Freaking Hagel out there. Oh, I thought that was going to go in for a second. What the Hagel?
Milo Brown says, CJ, you seem gassed. Getting tired? I'm getting hungry. I'm getting tired and hungry. A little mixture of both.
Tired and hungry.
Kind of the Giant says, McKinnon only makes $6.3 million a year till the end of next season. Colorado got lucky. He was a late bloomer. He's going to get paid big time money.
Get it out.
Gotta say, man, clear the freaking puck.
Right back in.
Overtime, it's the elongated change, too.
Yeah.
That doesn't help. That does not help Tampa.
Tampa's just hanging on.
They are hanging on. They're hanging on. Much different from game one in overtime. Nice save. Here's the thing, though. They got that guy between the freaking sticks.
That's right. That's right.
Matthew S. said, dang, so close. Search Alone says, who scored the first goal? Tampa did. Tampa scored the first goal for the first time this series. Unable to hold the lead, though.
Oh, that was off his head.
Yeah, clank, crossbar. Sal P said crossbar. Sal, do you see now why I didn't like that cross-checking call against Hebben? Because they never call shit. How many more cross-checks are they just going to let go? My gosh, yeah. Look at the post, the crossbars that are hit. 3 inches to the left or the right. Michael T says here, Vasilevsky is pooping his pants. I'm going to tell you. He is dialed in right now.
Next goal wins this one, I think.
O'Gramer said TJ and his grandpa get along better when the Islanders aren't on the ice. Search Alone says, hey, how are you, Search Alone? And Rogamer says, what a save. John P said, very entertaining game. It is, man. We couldn't ask for anything. As neutral fans, can't ask for anything better than this. Search Alone says, thanks. Absolutely, man. Sal P said, hey, Grump, how can you root for Tampa?
I just am. I don't know. I like their grit and the fact that they don't give up, and they're obviously at the tail end of this run. So I'm rooting for them. I mean, this is it for them. This Stanley Cup run is it for them.
You think so?
You know, they're older now. They're older. People forget how good they were the years before they won the cup and couldn't get over the hump. Now they're on the downside.
Matthew S. says, Kemper makes a mass save. I missed it with his glove.
Yeah, he sucks.
Colorado's time of possession is insane this period. I mean, they've been the dominant team in overtime. No doubt about it.
Are you sure it's not because Tampa Bay is playing bad? TJ, is that what you're going to tell us?
Tampa's gassed. Gassed. Michael T says 37 saves for Kemper tonight. Not too shabby. And there's a difference between a cross check, Sal P says, in front of the net when offense team is buzzing, a cross check along the boards in the neutral zone. Okay, when the puck's going past your skate, when the puck's going in between your stick and you're getting a cross check from behind, it's all the same. When you're getting boarded, I mean, there was a board going for each team. You had Tampa. You had first, it was Tampa Bay boarded somebody on Colorado, no call, and you get a boarding back the other direction where someone seriously a board where
drop the puck, shitbag.
Calling what they need to call. They never call anything. And when they get to this time period, you can commit murder on the ice. You could two-hand cross-check. You could two-hand slash somebody's stick and break it. You're still not going to get a slashing call.
Ugh, look how they just walk in.
I'm just not a fan of it, man. If they're going to call it, I wish they would call it the same way the entire game. That type of stuff drives me nuts. Kanye the Giant says, Grumpy is right. Tampa Bay did make the finals in 2015. It took them a while to get to the cup, though.
That's what happens, right?
I love the people who try to compare Tampa, how they took that little step back, didn't make the playoffs that one year, and then they were really able to catapult themselves forward, as if the Islanders and Tampa Bay are comparable on their tracks.
The Tampa Bay players are, like 26, 25, 26, 27 years old.
Oh,
what a save. And the Islanders are all in their 30s. That's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have time to step back.
Lord Gamer said, respect. It's all about team chemistry, but I hate everybody's team besides the Islanders.
One thing I can say is they're not even going to have to, they can start the second overtime period if it goes that far, a lot quicker, because they're not going to have to worry about cleaning the other side of the ice.
Oh,
what a save.
Oh, my God, what a save. Vasilevsky. This is the Vasilevsky you come to know.
Watch out.
Oh, the guys on Tampa are just laying on the ice. Jesus Christ.
Hagel's out there. That usually get up, Hagel. Fucking idiot.
Tampa's done, man. They're exhausted. They're done. Colorado looks a much better conditioned team, too.
Okay. They don't have the injuries. Their guys aren't worn out like Tampa's were for playing the series that. Oh,
my God. They are hanging on right now.
Holding on. Just ice it.
It's not nice.
All right, it's not an icing. Boy, they got lucky.
They did. Drill said, the more overtime passes along, the more nervous I get that Tampa is going to sneak in a goal.
My God.
Sal P says here, I hear you, but it's been playoff hockey forever. That's been playoff hockey forever. I'm just never a fan of it. So I don't like that call there. What? Well, hold on. What?
I don't know.
I thought they blew the whistle like it was over. What? Holy shit, that went in. My God.
Wow.
I didn't even see that go in.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Oh, it went past his arm.
Kadri.
Wow.
Yep, that's it.
In close like that, not much you can do. That's game.
That's your series.
Series right there.
Who did I say was going to win this game?
You got lucky, Grump.
Yes. I'm amazingly lucky all the time. Kadri comes back from injury to score the game winner. But again, why? He was able – Tampa just out of gas.
Tampa's out of gas. They lose next game. They lose game 5.
Yes.
Man, oh, man.
Hey.
They look exhausted.
Like I said, let's just give credit to Colorado. They're the better team. They're just better. Nothing wrong with you. Lose to a better team. There's nothing wrong with that. They're just the better team.
I think Tampa's biggest issue has been their inability to perform on special teams.
Their biggest issue is that they're really banged up.
They're 1 for 14 on the power play.
Again, it was the change. See, it was the change. They couldn't get on the ice with change, and McDonough got walked around. McDonough's just been absolutely terrible.
He is so fucking awful. He is so fucking finished. It's not even funny.
He is. He's finished.
He is so finished, man. He is finished, dude. Finished, man. Circus got, but McDonough is freaking finished, man. He might be one of the worst defenders on the ice.
He's finished. He can't. I mean, he couldn't stop his guy. I mean, just terrible. It is what it is.
Like a turnstile.
Here's the thing. It's not like you could say the better team lost, though. You can't say that. I mean, Colorado's the better team.
Really?
Absolutely, Colorado's the better team.
I don't know, man. Today I thought Tampa, again, overtime was dominant. Colorado was dominant. Tampa was dominant in the first period. Second period was kind of back and forth. And third period, I thought Colorado kind of took it. I thought it was an even game.
Colorado's just a better team. They are more skilled. They have more team speed. Team speed is what's beating Tampa. That's what's wearing them out. They have to chase and chase and chase. When you got to chase guys all over the ice, you run out of gas at the end.
When your penalty kill is 50% and your power play is less than hold on, let me finish.
You don't get it. You don't understand.
When they're on the power play and they've got 5 men, Colorado's not only is Colorado's penalty kill the best penalty kill in the history of the NHL, but the power play is also the best power play in the history of the NHL. Or maybe, just maybe, Tampa Bay is not performing well in the special teams aspect of their game.
Maybe, just maybe. Look at how wide
possibility.
Look at how wide their box is. It's because of their
they switch between a box and an umbrella all the time.
But here's the thing. They can press the points because of their team speed. They're able to get back and forth and back and forth. And missing Braden Point is huge for Tampa. Just huge.
Tampa, again, 1 for 4.
That's not why they lost. Colorado's a better team. That's why they lost.
They gave up a better goal, unable to score power play goals.
Colorado is a better team. Colorado's a better team. If you can't see it, I can't help you.
Teams and close games like this that go to overtime, you cannot lose the special teams battle.
Okay, they didn't score a special team goal. The better team won. The better team dominated in overtime. The
Avalanche did dominate in overtime.
Okay, that's why they lost. No other reason. Colorado got the lucky bounce goal. They got the lucky bounce goal to tie it up 2-2, and that was it.
Lucky bounce goal would not have mattered if your team's able to execute on special teams.
Okay. They scored one special
Your inability to say that Tampa's struggling in a special team.
Tampa Bay lost because Colorado's better than they are.
Is Tampa Bay doing well? Is Tampa Bay doing good?
Tampa Bay is not as good as Colorado.
Is Tampa Bay doing a good job on the special teams unit?
No, they're not.
Thank you very much.
Because Colorado's better.
That is a big item in this series. That's
because you know what? We'll just agree to disagree. Colorado just better.
How many power play goals in game 1 did they have? The game that went to overtime.
Matter. It doesn't matter.
You don't
understand.
Differential didn't matter this game.
They're better. They are dictating play on the power play and on the penalty kill. They're dictating with their team speed. That's what's happening. If you can't see it, I can't help you.
Tampa gave up 2, I believe it was 2 power play goals in game 1, had 0, lost in overtime. Again, another one of these games here today where Tampa unable to score on a power play.
Who's the better team? Who's the better team?
Colorado's the better team.
Thank you very much. Better team won. Better team won. Better team won.
Tampa's inability to perform in special teams has caused them to struggle this series.
The best team won. The best team won.
Both of those statements can both be
best team won.
Did you not? Both these statements are true.
They didn't lose because of special teams. They didn't lose because of special teams. They lost because Colorado's better than they are. Period. They're a better team. Last year in the playoffs, so you'd say Montreal lost because Tampa Bay was so great on the power play and the penalty kill? No, because Tampa Bay was the better team.
Do you even know what the numbers were on the power play?
I don't even need to know.
Okay. What do you mean you don't even need to know? I don't even
need to know. Tampa Bay was scoring on it. Here's the thing. Colorado's a better team.
On the power
Colorado's a better team.
On the power play. I'm not saying they're not. How do you?
I don't know what you're even arguing about.
I'm saying that Colorado's the better team. And you know what also I'm saying?
Why don't we get to the rest of the comments? I don't want to argue this.
Hey, listen. We're not getting through. Hey, listen. We're not going through the rest of the comments. The game just ended. We're wrapping it up. We're just making a few extra marks. I don't need to go through.
I don't need to hear your marks. I can go now.
Okay.
Well, I haven't gone to the bathroom in 3.5 hours. I know you have, but I haven't.
Whose fault is that?
Because what do you mean? Whose fault is that?
You control when you go to the bathroom. I never tell you can't go to the bathroom. What do you mean? You're trying to blame that you can't go to the bathroom on me?
All right. Are there any comments you want to hit before we leave?
I don't want to look at. We can look at the comments, Grump. We could go through all these, but I mean, here's the thing: we covered pretty much all the comments all day today, right? The game's over. Colorado's a better team. Colorado won tonight. I'd say again. I think that to sum it up, special teams got to be better for Tampa. Right? You want to go ahead and win a game when you're outplayed. You got to have special teams in your favor. When you don't, you lose those games. But hey,
that's not why they lost. That's not why they lost. Don't try to. Yeah, I hate how you're trying to say that's the reason they lost. It's not. They were beaten by a team that was vastly superior to them. Vastly superior.
Didn't listen to what I just said.
Vastly superior. The only thing that
Colorado was the better team, and if you want to beat a team that's playing better than you, you have to win the special teams battle.
What
part of Colorado's better and played a better game?
Here's the thing. Special teams mean nothing in this series. Nothing. Here's the thing.
Okay.
Tampa Bay is able to stay in games because of their pedigree, and they know how to stay in these games. They've been dominated in this series.
As the special team results were tied, Tampa would have won game 1, game 3, as well as game 4. Well, here's the thing. You just said special teams didn't matter. Let's take special teams out of the equation. No penalties, no power plays, no penalty kills. Game 1 goes to Tampa. Game 3 goes to Tampa. Game 4 goes to Tampa. I'm just saying, right? If you want to beat a team that's playing better than you are and you're not playing at the same level, you have to win the special teams battle, which they didn't do today.
And they're depleted on their penalty. They're depleted on their power play. They're depleted. Braden Point's not there. They're depleted on their power play. They got injuries all along their whole team. That's why they're not able to keep up. They're out of gas because they got to chase Colorado around the whole time. I mean, do you ever watch a game? Stop. Get a TV. Get a TV, a big screen TV. Get yourself a package and actually watch, not on your phone.
Pathetic.
You're delusional.
I tell you, anytime.
Any comment? Hit the comments, please, before we sign off.
We're not hitting comments. Grump, we've done comments all day today, right? Are you done? There you go. You got to see me go to bed.
I can't believe your refusal to give Colorado their due. They're the better team.
I just said Colorado's the better team.
No other reason. There's no other reason why Tampa's losing. It's Colorado just better than they are. Period. They're the better team. They're better on the power play. They're better on the penalty play. They're better on 5-on-5. They are better. That's why they're winning. No other reason. Nothing Tampa's doing. Colorado's better. And here's the thing. Vasilevsky was lights out today, and they still lost.
He had a great game, and they lost.
And they still lost because guess what? They're not good enough this year. Just not.
You ready to sign off, Grump?
I
am ready to go to the bathroom? Well, go ahead and get your little sign off that you always do.
I want to say love and laughter to those who listen, and even those who don't, even people who don't know anything about the game, from TJ and the Grumpy Old Man.
Grumpy, I hope next time we have a podcast, you use your listening ears more than you have today. I feel like a kindergarten teacher. I say the same things, but it's just one thing.
Like a kindergarten
you try to go ahead and take it somewhere else. That's fine. But hey, we're here at the end of the podcast. Thank you, Grump, as always. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. An entertaining game, an overtime game. Who doesn't love that action? Who does not love it, right? Overtime wasn't as interesting and back and forth as we would have liked. I think it was dominated by one team, as all could agree, by Colorado. But hey, we've got game 4 in the books. Colorado now has a 3-1 series lead over Tampa in the driver's seat going back home, looking like they're probably going to close this series out in 5 games. You'd need some heroics from Tampa's side to force even a game 6 or a game 7. I'm just not sure they've got it in the tank. That being said, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for tuning in. And thank you again, Grumpy Old Man.
My pleasure.
Oh, we're also not going to be live here this Saturday. Just a reminder, we're going to be live this next Wednesday, but not this Saturday, Grump.
And we're not doing the game on Friday either.
Yes. Yeah, we're not covering game 5 on Friday. We'll both be in transit. We'll both be on the move, so we'll not be covering game 5. Sorry. So, hey, by the next time we have a podcast, a Stanley Cup champion will be crowned. In all likelihood, it will be the Colorado Avalanche. Until then, be safe, be happy, be merry, enjoy the rest of your work weeks, and we'll see you guys here tomorrow on TJ and the Grumpy Old Man at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then we'll see you next on Wednesday. We'll see you guys on Wednesday for the Honors Never Said I podcast. Thanks to everybody for tuning in, and thank you again, Grump.
My pleasure.